understood their group. So we just still have to wait and see, and that's what you guys get paid to do is hype us up and tell us why we should or shouldn't care in the first place.
Okay, I've told this story in the air before, but I've never had the guts to tell it in front of you, but I think you'll find it funny. One of my favorite stories is, right in the middle of the playoffs, the NFL playoffs. And so back in the day, Derek and Kobe were in the same backcourt and together every day, and Fish grew up a big Cowboys fan. Sorry to bring that up today. Kobe grew up a big Eagles fan.
Yeah.
So we have a day game in New Jersey, back when the Nets used to play in New Jersey. And the Lakers blow the Nets out. 20-point win. It's a day game. And Kobe goes to Fish and goes, hey, you know that the Eagles and Cowboys are playing on Sunday Night Football, and we're like 45 minutes from Philly. So Fish goes, yeah, I know. Kobe says, let's go. Let's go to the game. Loser will pick up the tab for everything, but let's buy tickets. Let's go. We'll get a couple security guys. We'll catch up with the team later. And they tell Phil, and Phil says, okay. And they're talking crap to each other because Fish would not back down from his Cowboys, and Kobe would not back down from his Eagles. They get in the car. They leave. We get in the bus, go to the airport. You didn't go to the game that night, Fish. Why?
You tell it. You tell the story better than I do.
I'm on the plane.
Yep.
And we're not going anywhere.
Yep.
And I walk up to Phil and I go, hey, Coach, what are we waiting for? He goes, you didn't hear? He goes, no. About Kobe and Fish? I go, yeah, they're going to the football game. He goes, they didn't check. The game's in Dallas.
Oh, that is
Did you make it all the way to the stadium, or did somebody figure it out on the ride?
No, it was on the ride. We did not drive up to the stadium.
Well, the good news is you guys were important enough to the team that we held the plane for.
Sure.
Yeah, one of us.
Yeah.
I'd like to think we would have held it for you. Yeah. You were a pretty important part of that team. All
so
right.
as a Cowboys fan, Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, what do you think?
I mean, my honest answer is my Cowboys fan years have slowed in the last few.
Well, you've been out here for a while now.
Yeah, but for a different show, it's just cool. My thoughts though are that again, you're seeing a team and people who are experiencing in one of the biggest, brightest markets in the world the pressure that exists to perform, and so that's what happens when you're feeling that. Is that you may not always live up to your potential, what you're actually capable of, because there's something happening mentally and psychologically that is blocking your physical performance. And I think that, in the last several years, we've had guys that have come through L.A., play for the Lakers, so-so performance, whatever we want to call it, and then they go to other teams and look great.
Yeah.
Because it's different when you play for the Cowboys. It's different when you play for the Lakers.
It's a really good point.
Yeah.
And that's what's likely to happen more times than not. It's hard to win even if you're not in front of the whole world. But if you play for the Dallas Cowboys, you're in front of the entire football and sports world. You're going to feel that pressure the same way I think that guys in basketball, feel it here.
Fish, last thing for me, when you watch the Lakers and you're doing a select amount of shows from Spectrum, so you're watching it, if I gave you a magic wand and said you could address one thing, fix one thing, it could be defensive, it could be offensive, it could be three-point shooting, it could be anything, what would you focus on? What do you think the biggest concern if you're Darvin Ham is to try and get this on track for the second half?
Yeah, I think the one non-negotiable thing would be somehow increasing the defensive rating, efficiency,
right.
The things that they're
and just to get
taking away
timely
from.
stops.
Yeah, because every championship team has been, in the last 20 years at least, top 5, top 10 in the league, one of by far the best defenses in all of basketball, which then means you are getting timely stops. They aren't making 17 or 18 or 19 threes in a game because you're that good defensively. Also, what I think that would do, again, my opinion, is what the Lakers do best is attacking defenses in transition before they are set.
Right.
Because you cannot get in front of LeBron and take a charge. Impossible. Yeah. Anthony Davis is such a threat if he gets down the floor early and takes post position. So they'd be in transition more often than being forced to not necessarily run slow down half-court offense, but a lot of their offensive possessions lead more to AD touches, LeBron touches, maybe a double team, maybe you get a quality shot. But the defense being elite again, which I think is what Darvin Ham is trying to do.
Right.
you have to start somewhere. You cannot necessarily be both equally at the same time. The defense would, to me, spur the offense, ignite the offense a little bit more. They get more efficient shots.
Cool, man. Well, you going to sign some autographs?
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, hey,
a lot of people here,
Very
man.
nice of you to come
Yeah,
out. man.
really,
I know
really
everybody's
cool,
really
man.
happy
Great
to see
seeing
you.
you.
Great to
No, I
see you.
appreciate it.
Good,
Thank
good
you
luck
very
at
much.
Crespi, too.
Thank you.
That's a lot
I
of fun.
appreciate it,
I know
man.
Chris McGee, the alum, is on
Yes,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Derek
Appreciate it,
Fisher,
guys.
Derek Fisher,
Lakers
everybody.
legend. And we'll be right back with the Wheel of Questions. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Every Friday, we're giving day 1 to 4 p.m. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
All right. There were a lot of different things on the wheel today. But
Anything about Bibigo? Because it's delicious.
no, but
The Bibigo is
I'm
fantastic.
giving you a preview. The game is about Bibigo.
Oh, nice.
Later today. All right. So I'm going back a week ago, okay? A week ago today. At the national championship game, the college football national championship game, they took a shot of a suite,
Okay.
okay? And in the suite was Michael Jordan, Derek Jeter, Travis Scott. Somehow Stephen A. Smith got in there.
Yeah, I saw him.
There were a bunch of famous people in there. So here's my question. You get access to a suite and you can have any 3 people who are alive in your suite to make the suite fun, and assume for the question that they'll say yes. So you can have any 3, but only 3. Mace, who are the 3 people you would have in your suite to make the suite fun? Now, you can have one and your friends.
Sure,
and your
all my
mom,
friends are there,
but
right?
You got 3 special guests who will all say yes. Who are you going with?
Got it. I am going to go
We're
with...
going to have one is the same. I know we're going to have the same one.
I'm going to have Snoop.
That's the one.
Snoop-a-loop.
Yeah. Snoop would
That's
be
a good
fun.
one. That is a good one.
An interpreter and Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, very
I would
good one.
love to
that
talk
does
to
count, too.
Shohei.
Very good one.
I like that. Wow, that's really good.
Okay. Laura, you there?
I am here.
All right. 3 people. It's your suite. Anybody you ask will say yes. Who are you inviting?
Okay, I'm inviting Mookie Betts,
Good
Okay.
one.
Good one.
Mark Cuban. I want to pick his brain.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
and-
give you $1 million.
Yeah, maybe. You never
Probably
know.
would.
So, one more. I would probably invite Messi, just because
Good
I'm not a
one.
big soccer fan, but he's a GOAT, so I want to talk to him.
Okay. There you go. That's a good suite.
Brian, are you going to invite Bill Belichick, Jim Harbaugh, and anybody but Brandon Staley?
Oh, that would have been good. I didn't really think of that, but that might help swing him over, kind of deal.
All right, Brian, who you going with?
Oh, I got to go Snoop too. Snoop's got to be there. And
Yeah.
the next 2, I'm gonna go Shaq. Give me the comedy of Shaq in there with Adam
That's fun.
Sandler.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Adam
a fun
Sandler would be
suite.
a blast.
That'd be a
yeah.
fun
All right,
suite.
Greg, who you going with?
I'm trying to think of a third one, but for sure I'm going to have Justin Timberlake because I think it'd be a fun time. We
Really
get
fun.
really fun
Yeah,
time.
good idea.
For an athlete, probably Mookie. Let's go Mookie Betts. Sorry.
Mookie Betts?
No, Shaq. I'm gonna take Brian's and go
Take
with Shaq.
Brian's, okay.
And then
Fun
I gotta
guy.
have Margot Robbie in there.
I knew
Margot
Robbie would be in yours.
Yes.
Oh,
And
Margot
so-
Robbie's 100%
well,
going to be
Kate
in mine.
Beckinsale's going to be in mine, so they can have a stare-off from across the way. So I would have Kate Beckinsale.
I mean, I'll switch anytime you want to and be fine.
Yeah, I would have Kate Beckinsale. I would have Snoop. And I would have Dave Chappelle because he's funny as hell.
Oh,
He
yeah,
is
that's
funny.
good too.
That
is
would
a
be
good
my
one.
3.
He is funny.
But I looked in that suite and I went, what the hell are they talking about up there? What are Michael Jordan and Derek Jeter and Travis Scott and Stephen A.
Yeah,
and all those
yeah.
guys doing up there?
What if they were just quiet, just watching the game?
Oh, no,
Nobody
they were,
speaks?
but you could see them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were all
That would
BSing
suck.
and stuff. And
Right, wouldn't it? You got all those big.
I
time
remember
people
seeing,
there
when I was
just
at
chilling.
Super Bowl, I remember seeing Snoop in a box with Martha Stewart. I always thought that was kind of a gag, but apparently they're actually
they
really
do.
good friends.
They
They're
did
really
some
good friends.
business together.
Yeah, they both have Skechers, I think. Skechers.
Sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds right. So there you have it. There's your wheel of questions. Again, the Rams lose last night. Very disappointing. There's a guy here wearing Lions gear. I will say,
I respect it.
I will say this. I'm glad. First of all, good for you. It's been since the 1900s since you won a playoff game. And from this point forward, I will root for the Lions. They are going to be my team for the rest of the postseason.
I don't blame you.
They're a great
Yeah.
story. Dan Campbell gives a great speech. His halftime conversation yesterday when he got interviewed, he's so entertaining.
And I will say this. I know the Rams traded him, but it really is impossible not to like
Oh,
Jared Goff.
yeah.
I mean, he's just a good dude, and, he's never an a-hole. And
Nope,
just,
he was always great despite all of the controversy. And
after the game, him and Matthew Stafford had a nice moment.
They
where
did.
Stafford told him to go win the whole thing.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And,
And I'm rooting for Jared Goff. He was a much better quarterback than we remember him to be.
and he's proving that.
And he's proven that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he proved it last night.
And part of it goes back to what Fish was just saying.
Yeah.
He got out from under the spotlight of L.A., and in Detroit, it's just football.
Yeah, right.
And I think they have a lot of guys who are just football guys, and they're playing well.
I was texting, Cranston was at the game last night, and he said they're chanting, Jared Goff! Jared Goff!
Well, because Matthew Stafford was in a weird spot. He had spent 12 years there. He
Yep.
was pretty popular there, and his family was there, and I'm sure it would have been fun for – but you know what? There's no shame in losing by 1 point. I just wish they wouldn't have punted.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see what he could have done on 4th and 14.
The punt was
And
dumb.
even Brett Maher, I would have – Brett Maher stinks at short kicks, but he's pretty good on long kicks.
Well,
I think
So-
Brett Maher stinks.
Well, wait a minute, Greg. He is 22 for 34, 50-plus in his career.
but what is he?
That's
60,
12
what is
misses.
he 60 plus? That's the question. 60 plus.
Well,
because it would have been 62.
His career high, it would have been 61, and his career high, I think, is 62.
They were on the 44. It's 18 yards from there.
No,
62.
It's
no, you were
14.
7 yards back.
15?
51. So that puts him 7 yards back is 51.
It's always
plus
18 when I
10.
look at it. So it's
No, it's always 17. It's always 17. It's always 7
I mean,
yards
it's
back.
1 yard.
Are you arguing over 1 yard?
Well, here's the thing. If you're
Yes.
if you're
Split
good,
the difference.
If you're good from 55, most of the time that means you're good from 60, unless you barely clear the.
Yeah, I would say he's not good from anywhere.
By the way,
Well, he was 5 for 5 yesterday.
the Detroit
Yeah,
Lions.
no, he had a decent day. He had a good day. He made them all.
The Lions kicker that had that 56-yarder, and he had a lot of room with that. That was
did.
a huge kick.
Yeah, kicks today, particularly in indoor stadiums, and that's an indoor stadium. Guys are pretty consistent from 60. Guys are pretty good. I would at least would have let him try it. But even if you were anti-Brett Maher, which it sounds like both you guys are, and that's fine, go for it. Don't punt.
Right, go for it is the right call.
Go for it.
Go for it on 4th and
Fine.
14. You got
Right call.
screwed on 3rd and 14. Go for it on 4th and 14.
Yeah.
I think that's the right thing. Why am I so entertained by the Dallas Cowboys losing?
It's
I am
amazing.
so entertained by it. Like this morning, I watched the Get Up with Mike Greenberg and those
And
guys.
they did the whole first hour.
The entire first hour was the Cowboys lose. I don't think they even mentioned another game from this weekend.
Right. And because of that, the Rams and the calls and the punt and everything kind of got pushed away because the Cowboys weren't just bad. They were Mike McCarthy is going to get fired.
No question.
Bad.
No question. There is
and
no
was
way
only
he can
one-
come back.
There was only one scenario by which McCarthy was going to get fired, and that is get blown out. That's it.
Yeah.
If he would have been competitive, if they would have won,
You
obviously.
think even if they lose and go
If they
one and
would've-
done for a third straight
if
year?
they would have lost 24-23 like the Rams did, no way does Jerry fire Mike McCarthy. But he's going to fire him now.
You gave up 48 points. You were the 2 seed at home, where you're so much better and so different when you were at home.
Greg,
At
they
home,
hadn't
yeah.
lost at home since week 1 of last year.
Right.
That they had like
Yes,
basically
literally
a
been 2 years.
winning
Almost
streak.
give up a 50 burger like that. That's rough.
Yeah, no, that was terrible.
That is fireable offense.
And I would not hire Bill Belichick if I was the
No.
Dallas Cowboys. I
Would you hire Jim Harbaugh?
I would in a second. I would hire
By the way-
Harbaugh. I would not hire Belichick.
Jim Harbaugh is in Los Angeles today interviewing with the Chargers.
Hey, Jim.
If
He's listening.
If I'm the Chargers, I do not let him leave the building without a deal. Because if you put him back into the open market and the Eagles lose today and the Cowboys have already lost, somebody else is going to snap him up. But I have no confidence that the Spanoses will spend the money to do that. And
Dean's-
so I think
Agreed.
I think that he will not leave the facility today with a deal.
I agree with that. I just
It's
think
done, by the way. And Nate,
the meeting's over.
Meeting's over. Nate and our social department just showed me it's done.
No contract
He's been
agreement?
interviewed.
Nothing?
Nothing
Well,
right now.
nothing
He left
yet.
the building.
Yeah,
He left the building.
That's
It's
a
over.
mistake.
It's over.
He's going to go talk to every
He
team.
needs to say, "What do you want?" Dean Spanos needs to say, "What do
Here
you want?
is
Do
a
you want to
blank
hire your general
contract
manager?"
sheet.
Yeah,
Tell us.
write the terms.
You're DeAndre Jordan in Dallas.
Right.
Lock
Yeah.
the doors.
Literally puts them on the map. A franchise that is currently
And-
not located on any map
Nobody should
would
want
be
that.
on
By
the
the
map.
way, if Jim Harbaugh left today without a deal, I immediately get Pete Carroll in the building tomorrow.
100%.
You know what's weird? I went
and
through
Bill
all
Belichick.
I went through all the Vegas odds. Pete Carroll's not listed on any of them.
Right, but he's
But I'm not sure. I'm not sure why, unless he's.
He has a job with the Seahawks still.
yeah, but no, but that,
But he
that
can-
wouldn't
I guess
affect
he's not a
Vegas.
That wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a thing, is
But
it?
maybe he just hasn't said that he's going to coach again. I don't know. But
kinda
he's
said
still,
it without
he's still
saying
working.
it.
He's still in the front office.
Yeah, he is.
All right, you want to do 2 o'clock call of the day
yeah.
today?
Do you want to do 2 o'clock call today?
I'm on remote just a little bit. We got other people.
No, we
and
got others.
Pepe's here. Pepe just
Pepe's
showed
here.
up.
Oh, good. Hi, Pepe.
Pepe. is
Oh,
our 2
look at
o'clock
this
call.
crowd
Look at
with
Pepe.
Okay.
People love Pepe.
Matter of fact,
he's
look at-
waving and they're waving back, John.
Hey, Pepe, see them more? They're waving back.
Wave to Pepe.
Oh, take a picture of that.
This is amazing.
The horse.
Yeah,
That's
horse-
awesome. That's awesome.
All
Okay,
right,
we're
so we'll
coming
get
right
Pepe
back.
in here. And by the way, something happened in the NBA over the weekend that I want to get Pepe's take on. It was super weird and awkward, and we'll bring it up next.
Okay, and again, we are live at Ralph's, 1413 Hawthorne Boulevard, Redondo Beach. Big crowd out here. And the Bibigo truck is here. Derek Fisher signing autographs. Sasha Vujačić going to be here in a little while. We're giving away a pair of Lakers tickets every hour. Come on out to Ralph's in Redondo Beach, Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. This Monday at Yalava at the 909 Sports Bar, the greatest sports bar on the planet, it's Monday Night Football, the playoff edition, and we're giving away a ton of money. Oh, yeah, that's right.
And special thanks to Bud Light, making our NFL playoff parties happen. Whoop, whoop.
All right, we are live at Ralph's, Hawthorne Boulevard, Redondo Beach. The great Pepe Mantilla is hanging out.
And they're waving
Everybody
back
waving to
unlike,
Pepe.
Unlike
Wave
in crypto,
to Pepe.
they're waving back at you.
They always wave.
They always wave, Pepe.
I
do.
wave, Pepe.
Almost.
The
I
other
wave.
night,
There you
we
go.
scanned the entire crowd looking
No,
for somebody
you
to wave,
didn't.
and there was
No,
nobody.
no,
Next time, I'm there Wednesday. I'm going to coach everybody up in the front section to wave at Pepe.
Right. Well, you got to get a picture of it when they do.
I'm going to.
And that'll,
I'm going
that'll
to.
silence
Please
it.
do that.
Let's go near the floor, Mace, and just wave to
Wave.
Pepe. Hey, wave to Pepe.
That's a very good idea.
All right,
That's a very
so
good idea.
Pepe, I'm glad you're here for this because I want to ask you guys your opinion of something that happened in the NBA over the weekend. So,
No, I know what you're going to talk about. This is terrible.
all right, so the Chicago Bulls had a Ring of Honor
Yep.
that they started this weekend, and on Saturday night they tried to bring everybody back. Phil Jackson was there, and so one of the
Thank Bibigo.
one of the honorees was Jerry Krause, who passed away in 2017. He was the GM of the Bulls, and he was hated when he was
Yes,
there.
he was.
Because he broke the team up, and he didn't have a very good disposition. Mace, he's still to this day the worst guest we've ever
Oh,
had.
I mean, we interviewed Jerry Krause. He stayed on speakerphone, and we were like, "Can you pick up the phone?" He said, "No," and I said, "We're done
Yeah,
with you."
then we hung up on
You
him.
won't even pick up the damn phone.
So Jerry was a bad guy, but his widow is a woman named Thelma, who's apparently very nice.
yes,
So they do the Ring of Honor in Chicago, and they introduce all these people. They introduce Phil Jackson.
Yep.
And they introduce these other people. Steve Kerr was there. Mm-hmm. And they introduce, they say, representing the Krause family, Thelma Krause. And the crowd boos the crap out of her.
so
It was
classless.
so awkward.
Classless.
And so Stacey King, who played on those teams, follow me on this, Brian. Stacey King was doing the game. He's a color analyst. He's
Yep.
Stu Lance for the Bulls. And Stacey was dumbfounded, and he let his own fans have it. Here's Stacey King.
We just had a remarkable ceremony bringing back the legends, and I'm telling you what, Chicago is a sports town, and what we witnessed today when Jerry Krause's name was called, and the people that booed Jerry Krause and his widow, who was accepting this honor for him, it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I hurt for that lady, brought her to tears, and whoever booed her in this arena should be ashamed of themselves.
All right, so here's my question, Pepe and Mace and everybody. Everyone's killing these Bulls fans who booed.
Sure.
Jerry Krause has been booed openly for 30 years
Sure.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
I blame the Bulls for putting Thelma in that position. Who in the Bulls front office
that's right.
thought it was a good idea to
have
put
her
her
as a
out there
representative,
and
yeah.
do that to her? Pepe, what do you see my point, or do you
No,
just is it
no.
all the fans' fault?
No, shame on the fans.
Yes.
Shame on the fans.
Yes.
It's an old lady, and she was in tears. That's not right.
I
Yeah.
agree with you.
But
I think they
Shame on the
Mace,
fans.
would you have put her in that spot?
I would expect fans to cheer an old lady.
I would
can't.
too,
I can't
but not-
believe fans booed an old lady. Would anybody here boo an old lady? You don't boo an old lady.
No, but it was they
No.
they used to boo Jerry
booing the-
Krause in person.
Right, but this is Mrs. Krause.
I agree
She
with
didn't
It's a
break up the
different
team.
story. It's
I
not
would agree with
Jerry.
you. But
Thelma
what I
doesn't
would've
take
done
the
is
fall for what
put a
Crumbs did.
Put a picture of Jerry Krause up on the scoreboard.
Oh, then they'll
let
boo.
the fans boo.
Yeah.
And spare her from this incredibly heartbreaking moment.
Yes, that's
I just
so
thought they
sad.
put her in a terrible
Yeah.
position.
In retrospect, sure.
I remember a few years ago, the Lakers were on. It was one of the years, Pepe, when the Lakers were bad, and that 6-year stretch that the Lakers had losing records for 6 years, and they were bringing back the Showtime Lakers to honor them for something. And one of the people that was on those Showtime Lakers teams was Mitch Kupchak, and I said to my friends who were running the Lakers, I said, "You better have a plan, because if you introduce Mitch to this crowd when we've gone through 4 straight losing seasons,
Well, Stephen John.
it is going to be incredibly awkward." And
Yep.
they said, well, we can't leave him out. He was on the team and he works for us.
Sure.
And they did something brilliant. They bring out Kareem.
Okay, sure. Cheers.
Place going crazy.
Yep.
They quickly pivot to Mitch, and before anyone can get to boot, they go to Magic.
Oh, nice.
It was like when the Padres
The speed intro.
when the Padres had the fire sale back in the day, and they put a team out there of 9 players. So when they introduced them, the Chargers had gone to the Super Bowl the year before. So they said, introducing your 1993 San Diego Padres playing left field with Junior Seau. It's Phil Plantier. And Junior Seau and Phil Plantier ran out to left field.
You couldn't boo the Chargers.
And you couldn't boo Seau.
Because, wait a minute, because they had just gone to the Super Bowl, right?
94, whatever
yeah,
it was.
94.
Besides, Kupchak was a very good general manager.
But you know what I'm saying?
Not at the end.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
this was a couple years before he got fired, and Mitch is a good guy, and I know him well.
They went through, 6-7 years that were rough?
Six losing seasons. And I thought, hey, why put Mitch in that position? But they came up with a plan.
Yeah, that was it.
Chicago, the Bulls, Pepe, had no plan, and they put her in that incredibly awkward position. I felt terrible for her. I think you're right, those fans should be ashamed. But let's treat these things for what they are. You know the name Jerry Krause is going to elicit boos. You know it. And why would you do that to her?
But don't you trust your fans to not boo an old lady?
No.
I would.
Wait.
I would say nobody's going to boo a little old lady.
We have the best fans.
Yes.
The Lakers fans. Isn't that right?
It just seemed incredibly mean to her to do
that. It was very sad. It was very sad.
And so anybody who's been in the public sphere of sports knows that there are certain names that if you mention, here come the boos.
Bonds.
Yeah,
Krause.
like Cedric Maxwell. If he walks into our building, he's getting booed.
Yeah.
You know, he's Mr. Celtic.
Even Jared Goff or even Matt Stafford got booed yesterday in Detroit.
Right. So I think
that was suspect.
The Bulls.
Yeah.
The Bulls execs are all blaming the fans. Take some blame for yourself, you guys. You put her in that incredibly awkward position. I thought it was brutal.
So Pepe, you made it out to.
Michael
our
wouldn't come.
Bibigo event.
Michael wouldn't come because he's lazy, number one. But he said, I'm worried about getting to the game on time. Are you worried about getting to the game on time?
No, I think
we have 3.5 hours. We'll make it, right?
All right, see, I got a different answer. When I talked to Michael yesterday, it wasn't because he wasn't worried about the game. It's because he was watching. He was babysitting.
Oh, he was watching Roman?
He was watching Roman. So we're getting two different stories.
There's also an NFL game on right
now. There is
a
game on.
You want an update to that game?
Is there a score?
So George Pickens just had a catch and a fumble on about the Buffalo, their own 31-yard line. The very next play, touchdown, Dalton Kincaid is a 14-0 lead, Buffalo over Pittsburgh.
Well, there goes my 10-point spread for the mythical money.
By the way, I thought it's 14-0. Yeah, I thought the Bulls were Bills were going to blow them out all along. Yeah. I picked that on Friday. By the way,
I thought it was so cold that they weren't going to be a lot of points.
Yeah.
You have our picks. I think I went 2 for 2. I went 2-2 over the weekend.
Let's see. You went 2-1.
There was 4 games.
Yeah, so. 2-1. No, there were 3 games.
There was 4 games over the weekend.
There's 2 yesterday and 2 today.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday, and now the 2 today.
Okay.
Right. So you hit on Houston, you hit on Kansas City, you missed on Dallas. So
and I missed on the Rams.
And you missed on the Rams.
Yeah. I took Denver.
I'm 3-1. 3-1 against the spread.
Did you take Detroit?
I took Detroit.
Yeah.
But you lose because of the points?
Yeah.
You're picking against the spread?
Against the spread, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We put a 5,000. By the way, I won 10,000 mythical dollars on the Rams. I don't even think I won it.
I'll take it.
I don't even.
Can we split it amongst ourselves?
Sure, split it. I don't care. I don't want any part.
No, you get it. You get it.
So who's going to win between Green Bay and San Francisco?
Go Pack! I'll tell you what, Jordan Love is playing really well.
And remember when you said that Jordan Love wasn't a good quarterback? Remember
I don't
told
remember
you that?
You have tape?
I told you
Do you have
that.
tape? Can you find that? Can you find that? Because I don't remember saying it at all.
Brian,
Jordan Love is a good
this is an
quarterback.
inaccurate
and you say
quote
he's not
of
a
me.
good
The
quarterback.
inaccurate quote of me.
No.
Yes.
It's there. It's there.
Probably
I
at some
remember
point I said
clearly.
it. Yeah.
There's nobody around that listens to the station more than Pepe. I trust Pepe.
That is true. Pepe is the ultimate P1. The ultimate P1.
By the way, the P1s here, there's
a lot of P1s here. Yeah.
And
members of the Circle of Trust
there are
came
a couple
here.
of them that are going to Yamava.
Yeah, there's some from the Circle of Trust that came here to hang out, and then they're going to drive out to Yamava.
That's crazy.
Don and Cap.
Yeah, we got the big double show today.
Crypto Ray was here. He just left.
Yeah, Crypto Ray was here.
Yep, they're going to Yamava.
Nice.
See Sedano and Cap.
Yeah, everybody's. Have we given away a pair of Laker tickets yet this hour?
Not this hour, but it's coming up soon.
And if you guys want to win Laker tickets, just walk up to the front here. Make sure you scan your phone on this thing and fill it out, and you're qualified to win Laker tickets. And at some point, we're giving away courtside seats. That's the promotion, Mace, where you go in and you buy, and they have tons of it in there. You buy $10 worth of Bibigo, take a picture of your receipt, send it to Lakers.com/BBGO sweeps, and somebody before February 6th is going to be awarded a pair of courtside Lakers
That's
seats.
nice.
And by the way, this Bibigo that we're eating today
I know.
is
It's unbelievable.
These dumplings and these wontons, fantastic. Bibigo is just a great, great product. All right, let's Pepe, you're going to hang out?
Of course.
Cool. Excellent. I got a question
I
about.
came to say hi to you all the way from Orange County. What kind of a question is that?
Okay, Pepe.
Pay
Ease
attention.
off. Ease off. By the way, I always said Jared Love was good. All right. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN. Hey, if you're injured in an accident over the weekend and you are trying to figure out how to handle it, here is your to-do list for today. First of all, call the rental car company. Second, wait to receive a call from the insurance company. And then when you talk to them, make sure not to say anything that's going to screw up your case. Third, you call for a doctor's appointment, but they can't see you for a week. They would be referring you to a specialist. Why would you do all this yourself? Make it easy. If you're injured in an accident, immediately call my friend Jacob. Jacob and his team will handle everything for you. That's right. They'll make sure you got a rental car. They'll talk to the insurance company. And most importantly, they'll get you set up with that doctor, that specialist, so you can start the healing process and get your health back in order. And you don't pay a penny out of pocket unless Jacob wins. A lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. Call Jacob. He'll win for you. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call
It's an Auto and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
Ralph's in Redondo Beach with Bibigo.
The Bibigo truck. Bergman and I are on sampler plate number 2.
Yes,
This
delicious.
is 2 of 7.
Yeah, we're going to. Well, Greg, I don't know how long it's going to. The Emmys are tonight across the street. So Pepe and I, when we leave here, are going to have to navigate all those street closures when we get in there. So I'm going to eat.
This is dinner?
Yeah, this is lunch and dinner. I am Greg. I think if we each eat 7, 14 total sampler plates, I'll be good for the rest of the night.
I love it.
There you
I'm
go.
going to be good for the rest of the night, too, because then I have Bibigo at home that I was going to make, but this will do me just
By the way, thanks to everybody at Ralph's, too.
Yeah.
Ralph's hosting us, and a little bit earlier today, we did a bag-off, and I've mentioned there are certain parts of me that are genius. One of them is my ability to bag groceries. I am a real bagger. I used to work at Kelly's IGA in Maumee, Ohio, and I had an off day. Did I have an off day today?
All as I know is I was challenged. Mason and I, whenever we compete in anything, Mason never beats me. But I actually thought I would lose today because he claims he has a background as a bagger.
Yeah.
Pepe, I smoked him.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And not only did John
Why do you believe it?
You know what? You said you're a genius. You forgot to say that you're very humble.
I am humble. Oh, I'm one of the humblest people around.
Yeah, and a genius, too.
And a genius.
Hey,
both.
During that break,
The humble genius.
can we talk about the Lakers for a second?
Yeah, let's talk.
During that break, well, so Saturday night I was in Utah.
Yep.
And the Lakers lost, but LeBron didn't play. They actually played pretty well.
Yeah, AD just had a really
But I
bad
came
night.
to a conclusion. I want to see D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves out there together more.
That would be. That's a good idea.
They play. I mean, I know in the beginning of the year they started and we lost some games, and then Darvin, D. Fish was talking earlier about how Darvin's trying to build a defensive identity, so he plays guys like Reddish and Vanderbilt a little bit more, starts them occasionally, trying to get that defense up there. Pepe, I get it, I understand it. Reeves and Russell are too good. They're our best when they're out there together. They're friends. They like each other. They look for each other. And Mace, you had a good suggestion.
Yeah. Rui.
Put Rui out there. Put LeBron, AD, Rui,
D'Angelo, and Austin.
And then when you fall behind defensively or you're struggling defensively, that's when you go to Vanderbilt and Reddish. Reddish is actually going to be out for a little while.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's got an injury, but that's when you can pivot to defense.
I don't agree.
Oh, okay, good.
Tell me why.
No, I don't agree because you need somebody to come from the bench, like Rui, for instance, and can break whatever.
So would you start
defense is
Taurean Prince?
Yeah,
who's good.
Yeah.
By the way, last year the starting lineup in the playoffs was D'Angelo, Austin, Vanderbilt, AD, and LeBron. I don't know what's wrong with that lineup. You got one defensive-minded guy
let me get this in there.
Russell
is
better.
now questionable for tonight's game because he's got a non-COVID illness, which is too bad because as Pepe and I were just talking about during that break, that was Russell's best game of the year.
Sure, 39 points.
Probably his best game since he came back to the Lakers.
He couldn't miss.
Yeah. And
by the way, you reacted to my suggestion of Vanderbilt with those guys. What did you think?
Well, Vanderbilt is not having a good year.
He's not, but he is. He does play defense. You got one defensive
fighting through a
guy.
heel
He plays
thing.
defense when he's 100%. I don't think he's 100%.
And let's go Rui and score a bunch of points.
He's not playing the defense that we want.
Well, if you look at the game.
By the way, can I just say the Lakers are 14th in defensive rating. They're 23rd in offensive rating.
So we need to address the offense. And guys, the league has pivoted to more scoring.
Of course.
Teams are just out. I mean, there was a game last night between Milwaukee and Sacramento that did not go overtime, and the final score was 143-142. That's the way the league is going. Pepe, you have to be able to put points on the board, and I think Austin and D'Lo in the backcourt give us our best chance to do that.
I agree on that. I have no
and
problem.
I hope D'Lo feels better and he can play tonight because here comes Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder, who are really
and by the way,
really
Luke on
good.
Wednesday. I mean,
on the center.
By the way, do people know?
Oh yeah.
Do people know that Wednesday's game is an ABC
5:30?
Do you know why?
Yeah, ABC picked it up and they're running it in prime time around the whole country.
So at 5:30, it's just
so
early in
5:30
LA.
for us.
5:30 for us.
8:30 for the East Coast.
8:30, yeah.
And so that's why they're doing it.
So,
and by the way, those games will still be on Spectrum Sportsnet. Actually, there may be a blackout with some of these games, so you can only watch it on Spectrum Sportsnet. But try them both, and you'll be able to find it.
By the way, Woj reported over the weekend that the Lakers at least have engaged in talks with Atlanta over DeJounte Murray.
I love it.
I love it too.
Because again, I don't know what they'd have to give up, but Pepe, the league has pivoted towards offense. Steve Kerr was complaining about it about a month ago, and he's right. The rules now favor teams that can score. And if you can't put 120, 130, sometimes 140 points on the board, you're not going to win. So we need to put guys out there who can fill it up. And DeJounte Murray can fill it up.
And he's a good defender, too.
He is a plus defender, yeah.
Yeah.
So you get a little of both.
Steals one year.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I think that makes sense. There are some other names out there. I mentioned on Friday, Luke Kennard is in Memphis right now. He would be an interesting guy to acquire.
John was talking about
that.
Okay, so here's the interesting thing about Memphis.
Yeah.
So John Morant out for the year. All right. Marcus Smart
is
out for 6 weeks.
Yep.
Did you see yesterday? Desmond Bain now out for 6 weeks.
Ooh.
They're going to have to tank. I mean, they're not going anywhere without those guys. And Luke Kennard is going to be out there and available to somebody because he's on an expiring contract. Same thing with Doug McDermott in San Antonio.
That's another.
These are guys who can fill it up from three. And I think Rob will do something. I don't know what it'll be, but I think he has. Since Rob's been the GM, he's made a move at the trade deadline every year. So I think that we're going to get
something. So you talk about offense. This is one of the problems with the Lakers. They are last in 3 points attempted. Dead last. They take fewer three-pointers than any team in the league. Now, how do you keep up offensively when you're trading twos for threes?
So I asked one of the assistant coaches in Salt Lake City.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, what if we changed our defense so instead of what the Lakers are very good at because of Anthony Davis is protecting the rim.
Right.
Like they don't give up a lot of layups and dunks. What they do give up is a lot of threes. I said, what if we flipped that? We made our defense, we took away the three, and we're soft at the rim.
Right.
In other words, we concentrated on taking away three-pointer. And he said, you can do it, but you can't do it for a whole game. And I didn't think about this, and he's right. He said, here's why. He goes, if we send our guards out to take away the threes, and we tell our forwards, don't switch on picks, just take care of the guys shooting the three, then they're going to go right to the rim, and Anthony Davis is going to be waiting there for him. AD would have 3 fouls in the first quarter. He said, and if he fouls out, we're dead.
Right.
And I understand that.
Sure.
But I'd like to see that as part of their arsenal. Have a defense that they can flip to where we say, all right, in this next stretch of 5 minutes, we're not letting you guys shoot any threes just to see what – or maybe when AD's out of the game,
right,
you have Christian Wood or Jackson Hayes in there. Because if Christian Wood or Jackson Hayes fouls out, it's not the same effect that if AD fouls.
Sure.
But I'd love to see them, because of what you brought up, I'd love to see them – they're not going to be able overnight to make more threes. But the other team, Pepe, they can take away some threes. What do you think?
Sometimes they can do it, not tonight, because tonight they have to protect the rim.
Yes.
They have Shea and they have I forgot the name of the rookie.
Chet Holmgren.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
But Chet Holmgren shoots 40% from three.
I know, but I mean, if he's so big, he goes to the rim. What is easier, to score when you're close to the basket or when you're far away from the basket?
But the problem
think
is,
that over.
Well, but Pepe, here's the problem.
You're right.
We had at the start of the month of January, we lost to Miami, and we were minus 36 from three. They made 12 more threes than we did. Then we lost to Memphis 2 days later, and we were minus 39. And they made 13 more threes than we did. You can't be minus 36 and minus 39.
And by the way, if you are, you cannot turn the ball over as much as the Lakers turn the ball over. They give up so many points off turnovers. It's ridiculous.
To me,
game
that's
after
the key.
game.
To me, that's the key.
Yeah.
Every game, when I see the turnovers and the points, I said, they're not going to win.
Points off turnovers, they're getting clocked every game.
Yeah, so what you look at the turnovers and the points. Thank you, Cody. You look at the turnovers and the points. What I look at is the three-point line. I go, who won the battle at the three-point line? And normally that tells you who wins the game.
Yeah.
But they've got to find a way, Mace, to make that disparity smaller.
Yeah.
Either shoot more threes and make them, or take them away from the other team.
Get somebody who shoots better at
That's
three.
what I think might happen.
Yeah, I think so too.
But what is the key to win a game in the NBA? Defense. If you have good defense, you're going to win the game every time.
Right, but it's hard now because the league is pivoted towards scoring.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know, but it'll be interesting to see. Like tonight, it's going to be really hard to win, especially if D'Angelo Russell doesn't play, and he's been downgraded to questionable with a non-COVID illness. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you guys, is so good. He might be he might win the MVP. I mean, you look at him, Pepe. He leads the league in steals. He's third in the NBA in scoring. He averages 31 points a game, and he shoots 50% from the field and 40% from three. He just doesn't have a weakness.
I think he's the best point guard right now, even better than
Curry. He was first team All-NBA last year, and this year he's having a better year than last year. So it's going to be a chance for Laker fans to see him up close and personal tonight. If LeBron plays, we can beat him.
Right.
But let's see if LeBron
So we talked a lot about the month of January because they have so many home games. They're now 2-4 in the month of January. Next 6 games at Crypto. I mean, these are huge games. A couple of them, I mean, OKC tonight is tough, Dallas. But then you got Brooklyn, Portland, and the Bulls part of that 6-game stretch. There's also a game with the Clippers. But, I mean, they got to start winning games. They got to start putting wins in the bank.
Right, because at the end of the month.
They're the 11 right now.
Yeah, at the end of the month, on January 26th, we leave on the Grammy trip.
Right.
And we're gone
That's
for
what,
6 games. And it's all back east.
Yeah.
Boston's on that trip. The Knicks are on that trip. Those are 2 teams that have already beaten us.
Yeah.
So it's imperative. You're right, Mace. In these 6 games, they've got to come at them with a winning record. Even 4-2 would be okay, but you can't go like 1-5.
No, you cannot.
Yeah, it would kill you.
All right, coming up next. Remember that plane that got the door blown off?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a question for you guys about that. Fascinating how Alaskan Airlines handled it. We'll do that coming up next. We are live at Ralph's in Redondo Beach, courtesy of Bibigo, Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Every Friday, we're giving away 5th row tickets.
All right, guys, it's officially back. 5th Row Fridays presented by Bibigo.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. 5th row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the 5th row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
Well, let me tell you something, brother. This Monday at Yalava at the 909 Sports Bar, the greatest sports bar on the planet, it's Monday Night Football, the playoff edition, and we're giving away a ton of money. Oh, yeah, that's right.
And special thanks to Bud Light, making our NFL playoff parties happen. Whoop, whoop.
God.
That's the best one. That's the best replay.
I hate that one. Hate that one.
It's so out of context, and it's just absolutely true.
We want to congratulate Justin Chow from Anaheim, who's won a pair of Lakers tickets. We're out at Ralph's. We're giving away a pair of Lakers tickets every single hour.
There he is.
Courtesy of Bibigo. Way to go, Justin.
Congratulations, man.
Nice job.
And we should say Bibigo does such a great job. Such good food, man. We've killed a bunch of dumplings here today.
By the way, they have like the world's greatest food truck. If you guys haven't gone and sampled the food truck, you got to go over there. Thank you, guys. It's absolutely fantastic.
By the way, it's also Fifth Row Fridays this week,
Yes.
which means something we say today will be on the Friday quiz, something from each show this week. If you can figure out and answer those questions, Friday at 3:30, fifth row seats to see the Lakers coming up. And by the way, you got to answer them correctly. Oh, for God's sake. Do we really have to say that?
Yeah,
oh
you
my
do.
God.
Yes,
Does anybody
you do.
Yes, you do. Oh, my
yes,
God.
you do.
Why do you have to say that?
Oh, God.
I was listening, and you
Oh,
do.
my God.
It's in the rules.
Lawyers
in the rules,
suck.
It does say
Lawyers
that you
are
have
the
to
worst.
Say it correctly. No, John. So basically, what happened?
Somebody mispronounced something?
No.
we
I said if you can answer all 5 questions at 3:30, blah, blah, blah.
But
and he
you
said,
didn't
I
say
didn't
the
say
word
correctly. It's like
So
in
he
the
came
lawyer
on.
You
gets
think we're going to
on.
reward him if they give the wrong answer? What's wrong with you, Bergman?
It wasn't me. He answered the first question, and then he said, I'm going to answer all the rest of them puppies.
Puppies.
Oh, because
I'm answering,
he was trying
I'm
to catch
answering
us
the
in a
He
question.
was just giving answers.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you go to the station website,
Right.
you'll see their contest rules.
We have rules. We have contest
for the
rules,
love of
and they're
God.
very, very strict. So, yes, you do
That
have to answer
friggin'
them
dude does not get
correctly.
the loophole.
But
No,
they
no loophole.
have to be correct.
Correct, yes.
Just
By
put
the
it
way,
in your brain. Say correctly.
Fifth Row Fridays brought to you by Bibigo,
Of
your
course.
official game day snack of the Los Angeles Lakers. It is game day. The Lakers are at Crypto tonight versus Oklahoma City, and both John and Michael will be doing the game, along with Pepe doing the game.
Samuel was sick the other night. Is he coming back tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we talked about that plane that the door blew off of,
Yeah.
right? Okay. The people on that plane, how do you think Alaskan Airlines handled that with the other people? And again, nobody got hurt, but how do you think they handled it with the other people on the plane? What did they get?
If it were me, everybody in the plane gets 2 round-trip tickets anywhere we fly. Was that it?
$1,500.
That's it?
Sorry, your life
Tickets for
was
life.
at risk.
Wow.
$1,500 was all they got.
That's like when they lost that guy's dog and they didn't give him
Oh,
anything.
and they gave him nothing. Exactly.
Didn't they offer
$1,500.
$1,500 for that, too? It was like they
It
offered
was. It was a
$1,500.
Super
But I
Bowl
think it was
number for
Alaska.
that.
I think it was
So-
a
It
different
was a different airline.
So what
yeah.
do you think the people are going to do? Some of the people are going to be
I
happy with
think
that?
they're going to call the guy that tried to catch me on that loophole in the game, and they're going to get him up, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's getting a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Laura has a 2-word message on this subject.
What is it?
Airlines suck.
Airlines do suck. Let's face it. I don't know which one is good anymore.
Delta.
Delta's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Delta's the one that lost the dog.
Delta's the way you want to go.
Hawaiian Airlines was always nice when I went back and forth to Hawaii.
Hawaiian is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all
Delta's
good.
great because of the flight attendants. Delta's like that. Those are our Laker flight attendants. That all work for Delta. They're
Yeah,
awesome.
but you've got Lakers flight attendants. What
No,
about
no.
rank and file flight
No,
attendants?
they're regular flight attendants that sign up for the charters. So you could get one of them on your next Delta flight.
I mean, they're on a charter.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
but
they're
not always.
different.
No,
They-
but
it's not-
Delta generally is
You got to be
very
nice
good.
on a charter, don't you?
Yeah, I don't
Well,
think,
you know,
I think it's a job.
people tend to be more demanding on a charter because they, think they're going to get what they
Correct,
want. But
correct.
These people are awesome.
I got all my miles on United. I'll tell you what, they suck.
Well,
they just
that's been
absolutely
the,
the worst.
Yeah, that's been the book on United for a while.
So,
The
mate,
worst.
why don't you change?
Because I have all these miles on the United, so I got to fly United
And
because
you
I
can
can't.
get bumped up,
and
yeah.
then you get bumped up and all that stuff. But
Well, use the miles and then start changing now.
okay, thank you. I will do that.
Please.
Hey,
do.
Good call. Good call.
And do it correctly.
Yes, correctly.
If
That's
Jerry
the key.
Jones is going to fire Mike McCarthy,
Why
doesn't
hasn't
he
it
have to-
happened yet?
Doesn't he have to do it relatively soon?
I would think so. I mean, like Jim Harbaugh interviewed with the Chargers today.
Well, he talked after Jerry Jones talked yesterday, and he's like, I don't even want to talk about this right now. I'm not going to comment on Mike McCarthy or his job security. I'm just shocked. At
Well, you
what's
don't
going
fire him in the postgame press
on. I mean, he
conference.
could have. What's the difference? I mean,
You
but
do
to
things in
John's-
a
to
very
John's
professional
point,
way.
They've got to do it today, tomorrow, this week
Sure,
specifically.
But why? Why? He had a really good
everyone's
season.
Oh, Pepe.
Oh, no.
He had a
3
really-
years, one and done. Come
He
on,
got-
Pepe.
No. You guys. No,
What's important, Pepe? Is it the regular season or the postseason? What's the most important?
They blew it yesterday.
Yes, they did. They blew it the last 3 years.
Why? Tell me why. I did the game.
You think?
Tell me why.
You did the game? Was it Dak?
Wait, tell me
Why?
tell you why
because
they should fire.
They kept on sending CeeDee Lamb. They were listening.
That's their
they
number one
never
receiver.
used the other. Yeah, but they should have used the other receivers. When they used the other receivers, Ferguson and Cooks and everybody, they started working.
Yeah.
When Matthew Stafford needed a big play, he went to Puka Nacua. I mean, when you need a big play, you go to your star receiver.
But you have other receivers that are good. You have more than one receiver that is good.
Now, the one thing I'll say about that game, I was watching Get Up this morning, and one of the analysts, I forget, it might have been Rex Ryan, said every Cowboy lost every one-on-one matchup the entire game. That was his take. They just didn't show up.
Josh Allen, 52-yard touchdown run, 21.
21-0. Did you lay the points?
Yeah, I took the points.
Yeah.
So I'm really only down. It's 21-0. I'm only really down 11-0.
True. You're only down 11-0.
10.5
So you
points.
think they're going to come back?
No.
I don't.
I do
no.
not.
But they
and
cover.
you know what's interesting about this game? Mike Tomlin was sending out weird signals earlier in the week that he said something like, I'll reevaluate my coaching situation after the season's over.
Is he under contract?
Yeah. And now he's thinking about leaving.
Because he would get hired immediately.
He says he's going to weigh his options after the season's over, which is going to be in about an hour and a half.
Well, it's
coming up.
Same thing with Mike McCarthy. Look, if you get blown out in this game, what are you supposed to say?
I agree with you. Tomlin is free. I mean,
right away.
Right away.
The other guy, by the way, the second pick.
This may be the weirdest NFL coaching cycle ever.
Yeah.
Think about it. There could be 9 or 10 new coaches next year.
The second pick, by the way, for both the Chargers and the Cowboys is Mike Vrabel, who I think is a really good, solid pick.
Yeah.
If you don't get Harbaugh, Vrabel I like.
If I'm Jerry Jones,
Pepe's
I'd rather have Vrabel than McCarthy.
Yeah, me too.
John, what do you think of Gerard
I'd rather
Mayo?
Pete Carroll than McCarthy.
wait.
I'm glad you brought this up, Greg. I don't understand what the Patriots are doing.
I don't either.
All right, so think about this. Every Patriot assistant, all of them, that have gone on to receive head coaching jobs have been awful. I mean, awful. It's not just Josh McDaniels. It's every single one of them.
Matt Patricia.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how in the world anybody
Bill O'Brien
can look at the Patriots job and say, hey, let's hire a Bill Belichick assistant.
Okay.
It doesn't work. So why would you hire Gerard Mayo?
So here's why I think it's different. He's 37 years old.
Okay.
Been there 3 years.
Right? You're describing Josh McDaniels to this point.
No, Josh McDaniels was there how long?
Well, Josh McDaniels.
A long time.
Right.
Right. He's been there. This guy's been there 3 years. The other thing, and there are 3 African-American head coaches in the NFL right now. Here's an opportunity for an African-American coach to get a head coaching job. I'm in favor of that. And by the way, I'm in favor of Antonio Pierce getting the Raiders job too.
There's Sasha. All right.
Hey.
So just give him that headset, Pepe, and we'll circle you back in. But I mean, Brian Flores, African American, didn't work.
Well, that's not because he was
Charlie
African American.
No, but I'm saying if that you brought up the fact that you like the fact that African.
Yeah.
3 of the assistants that have gone on to try it were African American, and they weren't any good.
Okay.
It's the common denominator is that.
Hey,
Sashino,
what's up, Sasha?
¿Cómo estás?
Sasha
We welcome
Vujačić is
Sasha
with us.
Vujačić to the show.
It is Machine.
Hey, guys.
One of my favorite guys I've ever covered. And Sasha, you still live in the South Bay, right?
Yes, I do.
And did you think that would happen when you came over from Slovenia, that you would stay, or did you think in the back of your mind, I'm coming back?
Today is a big day, right?
Right.
MLK Day. And I had a dream as a kid to go to LA, win with the Lakers, and stay here forever. So that's what happened.
How about that?
Wow.
How great is that?
That's awesome, man. So I've been told that you have a winery now, or you have a wine, right? Talk about
both, actually.
Both, a winery
Both.
and a wine?
Both, yeah.
Nice.
They're aligned. They go together.
Yeah. So tell me about your wine.
It was always my dream, my family dream, actually. When we lived in Italy before I got drafted by the Lakers, second dream was born, and that dream was to have a family winery one day. After the first championship, the reality of kind of capitalizing on it happened. In 2010, we got our winery, our first vintage, and Pops is the winemaker. It's a family affair, and I love what we're doing right now.
Wow, your dad's the winemaker, huh?
He is.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing family story. Where's the vineyard?
Paso Robles, about 3.5 hours.
Oh, yeah, nice. Paso Robles is
beautiful.
fantastic, and great wine there, too.
It is.
So I'm watching all these NBA games, Sasha, and I think back to the team you played on, and you guys were legitimately 10 deep. You would take the 5 guys who would start would not necessarily be the exact same 5 who were out there at the end of the game. Sometimes you were out there. Sometimes Lamar was out there. Sometimes Jordan was out there. Why, looking back, you guys went to the finals 3 years in a row, 08, 09, 10.
We
Why?
lost in 08.
Right, but you went to the finals 3 years
Still
in a row.
hurts, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't blame you, especially the Celtics. But why did that group work? It's rare that you got a team that'll go 10 deep where guys aren't fighting with each other and arguing over minutes. For whatever reason, that group worked. Why?
I think it was the structure. Kobe was our go-to, being my big brother and learning everything from him. We were building a team from 04 when I was drafted.
Right.
Phil came back in 05. And when you have a system, when you have a structure, when you know what you're doing, when you know the direction you want to go to, it just happens naturally. And I think we were probably the last team of understanding that one for all for one.
I agree with that. So if you look back now, everybody's arguing, like now in the modern NBA, everybody's arguing over minutes.
Right.
Everybody's complaining, like, why is that guy playing? Why is you guys had none of that. Is that just it was a unique chemistry? Some of that Phil? What do you think? Why weren't there arguments and I mean, I'm sure there was stuff we didn't know about, but for the most part, you guys were all for one, like you say.
Well, one of the most important things, I think everybody on the team understood that wearing Lakers, purple and gold, it was an honor. And having Kobe being there as the guy that was drafted as our leader, that was basically, he's been to the finals. He was the one that he was mentoring everybody in a way. I think the most important thing was the understanding of what Phil wanted us to do and the direction we were all going. So when you understand that individual goals have to be mixed up with the team goal, and you give up a lot of, when you have like 10 to 15 egos, it's not easy to manage.
Sure.
But when you come to the point where everybody understands what's the common goal, and to kind of take you back to 2010 when we won that last championship, Game 7 against the Boston Celtics, like the beginning of the season, Phil would always give us kind of preparation or a prepared booklet for the entire year. That year, the motto of it was one breath, one mind. And if you guys, and I think everybody here remembers very well, we played probably one of the most ugliest games on the planet.
Right, you're down 15 in the first half.
Horrible.
Yeah.
But at that particular moment, everybody came together. And
right.
That's what basketball does. When you least expect it, even when you are struggling, your teammate's going to pick you up. And we picked each other up. We showed what teamwork means, and I'm really honored that I was a part of that era.
Well, the funniest part of that Game 7 was when Kobe threw the ball to Meta World Peace.
Yep.
And Meta said, I was in shock. He threw me the ball.
Yes.
But he shot it, and there would have been a lot of guys. You saw this earlier in your career that if Kobe throws you the ball, they throw it right back to him because they would have been too nervous to shoot it. But you guys weren't. You guys were all like, everybody was kind of pulling for each other. And a guy I give a lot of credit for that you played with that I don't think got the credit he deserved, to me, Sasha, and I'm curious if you agree, the glue guy on that team, Kobe was the best player. Pau is an elite Hall of Famer. But I thought Lamar Odom was the conscience of that team. That he was the guy in the locker room that never
give it up for LO. Come on, let's go. Okay.
That never let anybody get too down. He was always like trying to pick you guys up and by the way, I think that's why you guys were so affected when he kind of got off track there for a while and he was fighting for his life. That all you guys were like intensely sad until he got better. But I felt like he probably was more to your success than he got credit for. You agree?
100%. He was his nickname was the Candy Man because he was just eating sweets before the game. I think what we had was very special. Every team member understood their role on the team. My role was to be on the bench mob and make sure the bench mob was ready and going. LO was the one that was connecting everybody. But I would say that every single individual was a special part of that team because without Adam Morrison, for example, we would not be able to do what we did because our every practice was to be or not to be. And when you have that mentality, when you develop that mentality, that's what basketball is all about. So you come to the games and it just comes automatic. And to go back to that shot that Ron took, Ron was with us for 2 years and when I was there. And he learned throughout the process when to take the right shot. And that shot that he took was the right shot, was a basketball play. So not taking the shot, he was probably have to move to Boston or something like that.
Yeah.
Everybody
Well,
would man it in.
here's a funny story. I don't even think I've ever told you this story. So one day, I was the sideline reporter back then when these guys were winning titles, and I had a seat right next to the bench. And Kobe would come talk to me when he wasn't in the game. He would like lean over to me, and he'd say to me, hold on a second. And whenever Sasha was on the court, he kept just yelling at Sasha to shoot more. Shoot the ball. Hey, shoot the ball. And you would go, okay. And then you'd get one and you'd get a little confidence, and he would be like, see? So he was like one of your biggest advocates, right?
Well, since day one, he was my big brother. I got drafted in 2004, and we just connected from the get-go. His obsession to be the greatest of all time was incredible, and my obsession to try to be a part of that and to win championships was also unheard of. So I think he liked that, and the way we connected, the way, the things that I've learned from him, I'm carrying on up to this day, and that's one of the reasons I'm going to give back to basketball at the right time, what I've learned from.
What'd you learn from him more than anything else? When do you hear his voice in your head?
I hear it a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
No, one of the most important things, for a kid coming from Europe, I was 19, 20 years old. At a very young age, he taught me how to study film. He was a student of the game. And when you have someone like that understands what basketball brings and what you have to do, how much work you actually have to put in order to get to the point, to think about making the playoffs, to think about winning championships, is incredible. And it's impeccable that I was so honored that I had that from the very get-go. So I had a little homework every now and then, and if I didn't do homework, he was really mad. So thank God I was I was a good student too.
We were talking to Derek Fisher a little bit earlier. He says that when you play for the Lakers, there's an added layer of pressure, that it's out there because you're a Laker. Do you get the same sense?
I mean, Laker Nation, Purple and Gold Nation, the greatest in the country. So, there's a reason why we don't care about getting to the playoffs or individual stats and stuff like that. It's all about winning championships. What Dr. Buss created from the beginning and what, Rob and everybody's carrying on right now is a certain responsibility that you carry not only on the court but also off the court. So Laker fans demand the best, and they demand to see that you give everything you have, and especially your heart, for the team and for the wins.
What's your take on this year's team?
I think they're searching for their identity. I think we're not at the spot that we would want to be at the moment, 19 and 21. I think next 5 games will be very important, even though the 5th game is against the Clippers. No, it's home game. I'm not traveling. But Clippers are good. I see it as, Rob has always something up his sleeve. And what he did last year with 1 or 2 trades, he made the team that was not supposed to be in the playoffs, second round.
Made it to the Final Four.
Final Four, exactly. And this year they showed and they proved that they can do something. But when you're searching for your identity, it's not easy. It's just takes some time, and hopefully next 5 games will prove something interesting to all of us.
We're going to go let you sign some autographs because a lot of people are waiting for you here. But I want you to take a look. There's a guy here with a picture, and he's holding it up right in front of us. That's the main reason I felt so lucky, Sasha, to be able to cover that team, that 08, 09, 10 team that went to 3 finals. Look at how happy everybody is there. It was a unique team in that, again, you went 10 deep. You just don't see that anymore. You guys had a whole bench mob that he would put into a game. He would take all 5 starters out, put you and Farmar and LO and everybody in there, and sometimes you guys would build on the lead. And I don't even know if we'll ever see that again. But I will say it to you like I've said it to Phil. Thank you for letting me be a part of that ride. I loved it very, very much. And it's great that you're coming down here.
Yeah, thanks for coming
out,
out,
man. These guys are really excited to see you.
Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's an
Great
honor.
to see you, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Sasha Vujačić. We are live at Ralph's in Redondo Beach, courtesy Bibigo, Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Thanks for doing that, man.
On 4 p.m. for your afternoon. Sandwich between Travis and Sliwa and Sonato and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
All right, we're live from Ralph's in Redondo Beach, along with Bibigo.
Hey, this is going to be a quick segment, but let me ask you a question, both of you guys. Pepe's here, too. Max Crosby, Bergman, who's the best player on our Raiders.
Yes, he is.
Has come out and said if they don't hire Antonio Pierce as the coach, he's going to ask for a trade.
Okay.
Would you factor that into whether or not you're hiring Antonio Pierce?
I think it depends on who else you could get. If you get Jim Harbaugh, let me tell you, Max Crosby's going to stay. I don't care what he says about Antonio Pierce. If Jim Harbaugh's there, he's staying.
Right.
So, but if it's somebody else,
so you call his bluff if you can get a big name like
absolutely.
that.
But if you can't, I think Antonio Pierce is right because you don't want to have another Khalil Mack situation where you lose fans like you, John, when you lose a player of that caliber.
Now, he's not the only
best
starter
player
who has come out and said, I want to play for Antonio Pierce.
He's the only starter that you would care enough about that if he left, it would kill the team.
But as a Raiders fan, would you be happy with Antonio Pierce as a head coach? He did guide him to a 4-3 record down the stretch. Not a very good team, but they played okay.
I think if they hire Antonio Pierce, I think we're looking at 8-9, 9-8.
And the players will be happy.
And the players will be happy. The players will play for him.
I don't think Antonio Pierce is the next Mike Tomlin. I don't. But if I wouldn't be furious if they hired him. I mean, I just think I almost think it's an easy way out to hire Antonio Pierce.
Greg, you're a Raiders fan. How do you feel about Antonio Pierce?
I want Harbaugh.
I would just say I wouldn't have a problem with Antonio Pierce. He gets the guys up. He would be a player's coach, just kind of like a Pete Carroll type. So I think he could do a good job. And they were playing for him. Just they got to fix the offense.
Now,
a little bit,
lot of
especially with the
players
guys
have come
they
out
got.
and said we like playing for Antonio Pierce. We want to play for Antonio Pierce. Those guys did play for Antonio Pierce.
That's why I'm saying, like, it has to be a name like Harbaugh that you get.
Right.
Otherwise, you stick
And he's
with
only going to
Antonio
get
Pierce.
one job.
Right. So if you don't get Harbaugh, if you don't get maybe if Tomlin goes away and Tomlin wants to come to the Raiders, maybe that happens. But
Do you think
otherwise,
Max Crosby stays if they hire Belichick?
No. I don't think Belichick
I don't think Belichick's in play for the Raiders because Brady's
I don't
a
think
part
so
owner.
either. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
big.
right.
Yeah.
That
Well,
would be
Brady
putting
did
that
say
back together.
he put out a whole post. I would be nothing without you. Coach.
No, well, I mean, of course you make that post.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to do it in that
yeah.
way. He said, "I'd be nothing without you."
Yeah, you do the classy thing.
That
right?
was a
You
very
do,
classy
take the high road. Take the
Unless
high
you're a
road.
Chicago Bulls fan, you do
Then
the
you
classic
boo
thing.
the little old lady.
I really think that Pierce should stay with the Raiders. I think he's going to stay.
Probably.
And Harbaugh is going to go to another team.
If you can, it's really that's it. It's if you can get Harbaugh, cool, great, you do that. If not, you stick with Pierce.
Right.
I think Harbaugh is going to go to Seattle.
Harbaugh's going to go to Seattle?
See, I agree with that. I think that's a good spot for him. It's somewhere that you can.
He's going to talk to everybody.
Okay, here's the one way Harbaugh won't go to Seattle.
It's not the Chargers.
I think it could be the Chargers.
I think it could be the Chargers also.
not with the
But the Spanos may not pay. But if Pete Carroll really is staying in the front office, they're not hiring Harbaugh.
Yeah, they don't like each other, do
Those
they?
guys hate each other.
Yeah, they do.
Well, but
what's your deal?
Harbaugh beat him all the time.
Oh,
when he was
what's
at
your
Stanford.
deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Pete's leaving. I think Pete's going to get a job.
Yeah, me too.
He
I
should.
think he's
I
gonna
would take Pete too as a head coach for the
Pete
Raiders.
doesn't feel like a Raiders coach. Harbaugh does
Again,
feel like
another-
a Raiders
he's
coach. He's an
another-
outlaw.
A guy that's going to get your guys to play for you. He's going to always have a winning record. He's going to be fighting for the playoffs every year.
Who's that?
Pete Carroll.
I don't think he'll go to
He's such a nice guy. He
He's
doesn't. I don't
very
think
nice
he'd look
guy.
good in silver and black.
And not only
anybody
that,
looks
I mean,
silver
when
That
you
is a
have-
weird
when-
fit.
It is
You're
weird.
right.
When you have a coach and if he stays in Seattle and then they bring another coach, he's always going to be second guessing the head coach. No
right.
matter what.
Right.
No matter what.
Sure. I don't know who gets Harbaugh.
If I had to guess,
Yep.
I know what you're saying, Greg, but I can't imagine the Chargers could be this stupid.
What has shown you otherwise?
I mean,
give me one thing.
Even a blind squirrel
thing.
finds an acorn once in a while.
I
This
just
is
want
a
one thing
really
the Chargers did right.
He used to coach at the University of San Diego. He used to
he
play
was a
for the Chargers.
played for the Chargers.
I mean, are they really going to screw this up?
Again, tell me one thing they've done right, and I'll agree with
Well,
you.
they drafted Justin Herbert. Right, and Justin Herbert's the reason
Is
it's
that
an
the
attractive
GM
job.
or is that Dean Spanos?
No, it was Telesco.
Telesco, yeah.
But
Telesco
he's
was
gone
the guy.
now.
And he's gone. Yeah, exactly.
And, and the fact that the GM job is open, Harbaugh could bring in somebody that he likes.
Yeah, that's
Would he
the old
wanna-
Pete Carroll plan. I'll hire the general manager that I want.
Would he be the general manager also?
No,
no,
but he would hire somebody that he has a background.
Pete Carroll had hired John Schneider to be the general manager, and that was his guy. So I think that what you do is you give Harbaugh the opportunity. Give him a clean slate. Whatever you want. You pick the general manager. You pick the salary. Basically, you pick write down your number.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah, but they
I
won't
hope
do that.
they're that smart. All right, coming up, we're going to do a little What's Up Fool.
Yeah.
We'll get Laura in here, get Brian in here, and we are live at the Ralph's in Redondo Beach with Bibigo. The Bibigo food truck is here. They, Bergman and I are on sampler plate number 3. We got an hour to go. Kevin Reese, you get some Bibigo?
Hey, Kevin!
There we go. And coming up, we'll do a little What's Up Fool.
Yep, Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by Bibigo.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the 5th row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
Well, let me tell you something, brother. This Monday at Yalava at the 909 Sports Bar, the greatest sports bar on the planet, it's Monday Night Football, the playoff edition, and we're giving away a ton of money. Oh, yeah, that's right.
And special thanks to Bud Light, making our NFL playoff parties happen. Whoop, whoop.
Dos hombres.
Look at that. How do I follow that? I don't. So I simply say, take it away, Corporate Greg.
Thanks, Morales. All right, so Riley, I've talked about this very many times. She does not like sports.
That is Greg's daughter. She's 11.
She's 12.
12.
12.
Okay.
Yeah. So she is 12, and she does not like sports. However, she sat there and watched the Chiefs game with me because Taylor Swift was there.
Oh.
And not because she's a Taylor Swift fan, but because all of her friends are, and she wanted to be able to talk about it with her friends.
So she's Swiftie adjacent.
She is Swiftie adjacent, not a Swiftie, but her friends are, so she sat there and watched it.
Got it.
That doesn't matter to somebody like Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy did a recent interview with Fox News and said that's the thing that's disenchanting people with sports now. There's so much on the outside coming in, entertainment value and different things taking away from what really happens on the field when asked about the Taylor Swift effect. What do you think of Tony Dungy's comments?
Old man, get off my lawn. I mean, the game is an entertainment. I'll use your line. It's an entertainment product.
100%.
Right? You want it to be fun. All those packages and things that, like, for example, the Eminem intro was like one of the coolest things of last night. Technically, that's not football, but it adds to the show.
Totally.
Let me explain something to Tony Dungy. There are very, very few things that are as big as the NFL She is.
Yeah.
She is a one-woman economy. I would say, like, I was sitting around a table, Pepe and I, when we have dinner, there's a bunch of, people that do, producers and directors and people that work in TV. And somebody a couple weeks ago said, I would never show Taylor Swift. And I said to him, if you were producing that football game and you never showed Taylor Swift, I would fire you.
Fired.
Done. You don't get it. You don't get. I'm not.
Watch
saying,
a Laker game. There are cutaways to every star that's there.
I'm not saying you show Taylor Swift Pepe after every play, but you have to establish that she's there and she's part of the game.
It's part of the entertainment.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
It's a show.
I wonder when Tony's a great guy. Little known fact. You guys know this? Michael Thompson's roommate at Minnesota.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was Tony Dungy for a year. And but what Tony's not getting here is that the NFL already, all four of us are going to watch the NFL no matter what.
Yep.
The only reason Riley Bergman watched the NFL is because there was a Taylor Swift element to it, and that's your target. You're trying to grow the tent. Taylor Swift is good, and by the way, do some homework, Tony. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's not a jerk.
She's great. She's
not
nice
a jerk.
to people.
She gets into it.
Yeah.
Her concerts make people happy. I mean, it's
Tony Dungy hates joy.
Anybody crapping on Taylor Swift is missing the point.
She's bringing in female fans. She's bringing in younger fans. She's just bringing in fans, period.
And by the way, Tony said people are disenchanted with the game. They're so disenchanted that 93 of the top 100 shows in 2023 were NFL games. That's how disenchanted they were.
The NFL has never been bigger. I'm against. I like Tony a lot, but against him on this.
You know why is a good reason to be disenchanted?
Why?
To have to go to Peacock to see the game.
What do you mean?
It was.
I mean, you have to go to Peacock,
right?
Yeah, what you were saying
Peacock.
the other day.
Peacock. Yeah, I mean,
we haven't gotten to that.
They
yet.
put it behind a paywall.
You do know that it was probably the most streamed show in
That
history.
doesn't mean everybody was able to do it.
But Greg,
It was like 20-some million.
But Greg, it's
23
still,
million.
It's still a money grab.
Yeah,
it is, and it's going to just keep doing that over and over.
Well,
again.
I mean,
We could, and today is a
Amazon
testament.
on Thursday.
Today is a testament to it because we've had so many great listeners come out here. But if we wanted to, we could charge for Mason and Ireland. We'll never do it. We'll never
they
do
wouldn't
it.
buy it. What a laugh!
No,
what a
we'll-
laugh! I
we'll
can live
never
without
do it.
Mason and Ireland.
No, like if
Yeah, you could. You're
you could never do it. I mean, we just wouldn't do it to people.
So, are you upset that the NFL did that? Because
I
it's
am.
just,
Yeah, I
it's
am.
going,
I
it's
am.
going
Yeah,
to
it was a-
continue to
Correct.
happen.
It's going
I
to
am.
because it was successful. People are going to continue to have to
Greg,
pay
I'm not-
per
let me
view
answer
for
your
NFL
question
games.
this way. I'm not happy about it, but it's the wave of the future. It's going to continue, and there will be a Super Bowl on Amazon within 5 years.
Bad
Within
for
5
fans,
years, you're gonna have to
fine
pay
for the
for the Super
NFL.
Bowl.
$110 million. They got to sell
Guaranteed.
ads, all that stuff. They increased their. I mean, it was great for Peacock. It was great for the NFL because they got $110 million. Bad for fans. Bad for fans.
And they make enough money where they didn't need to do it.
Right.
I didn't like it.
Did you watch
Thank
it?
you, Pep.
I
Did you
agree
watch
with
it?
you.
I agree.
But did you watch it?
I watch it, but
Yep,
I didn't
that's
pay.
all that matters.
I didn't
Yep.
pay.
There
That's
you
the
go.
only thing they care about. They
Yeah,
don't
we're
care
people.
that you like it or not.
We're regular. We're people
Because
who can
we
afford all
love,
the
we
streaming
love
services.
football.
There was ways to get around it too. You can order Instacart that gave it to you for free and then just get rid of it. You
Well,
can go
why
on
didn't they tell
$4.99.
that?
Well, they don't want you to
You
know
use
that.
Instacart,
You had to
you get it for a
pay.
week.
No, you had to
Laura's-
pay.
Laura sent a text this weekend that Christian, her boyfriend, Laura, was it his grandfather?
Yeah, his grandpa's 85, and he just came back from Tennessee, and he was like, wait, why can't I watch this game? And then we told him, he goes, bleep, 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 bleep. He's like, someone help me because I don't know what I'm doing.
Right. And I think that there were a ton of people in that boat.
Yeah, they still found a way to
I'm
watch
guessing my mom didn't watch it because she couldn't figure out how to get it. You know, that's kind of the world that the NFL's heading towards if they keep doing this.
Right. Yep. Right.
All right,
What's
well,
up, fool?
What's up, fool?
All right, so staying on the Taylor Swift trend, during the Chiefs
good.
and Dolphins game, Taylor Swift's jacket had the spotlight, and everybody wanted to know who
that
designed
was a
it.
great jacket.
That was a cool jacket.
It was, but she wasn't the only one wearing it, by the way. It turns out 49ers player, and I hope I say his name right, Kyle Juszczyk's wife, Kristen.
You're close. You check. Yeah.
Juszczyk. Kristen is the designer, and people had mixed feelings online about him hyping up his wife because they were saying they were giving a rival, quote unquote, some shine. Would you guys hype out your significant other, even if it meant giving a rival some shine?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with Kyle Juszczyk pumping up his wife, particularly if she's making gear for other teams.
Correct, yeah.
You know, like if
this is like Aaron Andrews has that line of designer fanatic stuff.
Right. And she does it for every team.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's long, Laura, as long as they're doing it for every team, why wouldn't you hype it up?
Oh, I loved it. I just know that he got slammed because he was commenting a lot, whether it was on Twitter or on X or, and Instagram. And people were like, okay, dude, go back to football. And I was like, dude, he's hyping up his wife. Why are you guys so mad? Like, the jackets are dope.
Zero issues with
Yeah, no problem.
And the jacket was cool.
Yeah, in
if
Mahomes'
Juan
wife.
wanted hype, I would give it to him.
I would too.
He doesn't.
Let her make her
Clearly.
money. Nothing wrong with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Get your bag, girl. Get your bag.
What's up, fool?
What's up, fool?
All right, guys, I got one more here from the Chiefs-Dolphins game.
Okay.
I know you guys watched it, Peacock and everything. How many people saw Patrick Mahomes break his helmet and then stay in the game? I could not, when I watched this live, I could not believe that then, nothing happened. He just stayed in the game.
He played with it for like 2 more plays.
Well, I think it was temperature related, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it was
player safety is the number one concern. Like they're always trying to sell us. How do you let a guy play with a helmet cracked wide open
right.
for 2
No,
plays?
that's a good point. But I think it cracked because it's like 20 below, right?
Right. They said it was because of
plastic will just
freezing
crack like that.
temperatures on the hit, but still, right? It's not a good look when you have all these people watching.
Let's not pretend that player safety is especially important during the playoffs.
More important than anything.
But why would you let a guy play 2 more plays with a cracked elbow?
You shouldn't.
Right. That's what the question is.
When I looked at Matthew Stafford laying on the ground and his eyes kind of lolling around, I thought, how is this guy going to continue to play? We were texting about
that game alone, how many guys would you speculate had concussions?
It was
at least 3.
It was rough. It was rough. So I just don't believe. I know they pay lip service to player safety, and part of this is like Matthew Stafford. I don't care what if he got hit by a bus, he'd be out for the
he's
next
not coming
series of
out.
downs. He is staying in that game.
He is.
I mean, you saw his hand. His hand was gashed. He took a shot to the head, and he was still out there the entire game. Guys don't. When you're in the moment, I don't think players think about their own safety.
Some players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question, though, Brian. I was shocked when they let him continue with that helmet. And it wasn't just a little crack. It was. That helmet had basically been cracked in half.
What's up, fool?
All right, guys. A Monrovia resident had an unexpected visitor in her basement, a cute, chubby bear. And I know, the video is actually really funny. And I wanted to know if you guys had an animal, like, in your basement or somewhere in your home, stuck in your home, what animal would freak you out? Like, you're like, oh my God.
It's so easy.
Snake.
Possum.
Oh,
possums.
I've shown you my possum.
Right, I got a
video,
possum that lurks around my backyard, scares the hell out of my dogs. I always think it's going to come through the dog door, but apparently they don't do that. Possums are disgusting.
What about a snake? I mean, the possum is not going to do anything to you. The snake
It's going to act like it's dead.
It is.
Possum?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they do play. It's a good point. They do play a game called Possum. Yes, that's right. No, they do scare the hell out of me, though. They're weird-looking animals. You had a possum, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. There was a possum that just showed up.
You had, like,
at my
animal
house one
control
day.
show up. And
yeah, but this thing was, like, wicked. They're nasty.
Pepe, you go snake?
Snake.
Snake.
I hate snakes.
Oh, are you afraid of snakes?
Totally.
Snakeophobia? That's the official name of it. Snakeophobia. That is. It's snakeophobia. Look it up. Google that.
I'm going to check it out.
Google that.
It's a raccoon.
The only person,
a raccoon.
I do not want
the only person that makes more things that are not true is Cappy.
Oh, yeah. No, snakeophobia.
A raccoon will just jump in your face and slash
That's
your face.
right.
Really?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
No, they're very, very dangerous, and they don't
Look at this,
care.
Pepe.
They're not afraid.
We sometimes hear big
Wow.
footsteps on the roof. We don't know if it's the possum or the
horse-
raccoon.
No, it's the raccoon.
That's the raccoon.
That's a raccoon, huh?
Yeah. Well,
No, is that a raccoon or is that a possum?
I think it was a raccoon.
That's
It's
a
a
raccoon.
raccoon.
What about a coyote?
Well, I mean, come on. Yeah, what about a lion, a tiger? I mean, seriously.
I mean, like, by my
coyote
mom's
would scare the
area,
hell out of
I
me.
don't
there's
want a hippo in
coyotes.
my basement.
Just saying. There's
So
coyotes
we're
by
so
my mom.
neurotic
Or in
at
the
our
walls.
house. We've got coyote rollers. Do you know? I've
Oh,
talked
I know.
about this
So you
before,
can't, like, climb it?
where they put like rolling pins on the fence. So if a coyote tries to get up, he can't possibly do it to protect the dogs because
So
we have coyotes in the neighborhood.
really only attack in packs, though. They don't attack solo one-on-one. They're afraid in one-on-one. But if they're in a pack of them,
Right.
they're
Yeah.
going to come after you.
I don't know,
And they're
man.
going to beat you.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
They're-
No, when
they're
I was
freaky, but they-
hiking, well, not now. 'cause
Did
my
it
knees
attack
on-
you?
It didn't, but I had to stay there like frozen. I'm like, I'm a big girl, okay? So I can't hide. So I was standing there and I was like, dude, just go away. It took me like 35 minutes.
They're sniffing you out. So
Wait a
they
minute,
tell
you
all their
stood there
friends
for
to come out.
35 minutes?
Yes, me and my girlfriend that were hiking. This was like 2 years ago. We literally stood there.
there
for
was
30
two of you.
Oh, that's soft.
That's not
really
soft. It's a
Laura.
coyote. They're faster
you can
than me.
scoot around. You can scoot around that.
No.
Just walk around. Yeah, walk around it. 35 minutes. I don't got that kind of time.
First of all, y'all need to go to my hiking trails.
You just have to make a lot of noise and they'll go away.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, is that it?
It appears to have grinded to a halt.
Oh, Brian had
I
one,
guess-
but
Oh, Brian.
Brian, what's up,
fool?
do it, man. What's
All
up,
right,
fool?
I got one more for you guys here. All right, so we all saw the Denver game, or not the Denver, the Buffalo and Pittsburgh game started about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago.
Yeah, is it still 21-0?
21-7 actually. Pittsburgh was able to get in.
27. Okay. They may cover. They
Yeah,
may
I don't know.
cover.
I've got. I just need one late
Backdoor cover.
TV, and I'm in. All right, go ahead.
Well,
Brian,
Buffalo, if you guys saw on social media, were asking fans to come shovel for $20 an hour to help
I
shovel
would've done
the
it.
stadium. Right. So my question to you guys, if you were, a little younger, would you have done this?
No.
Why not, Pepe?
I hate the cold weather.
Yeah, I also hate the cold weather. I would not
The-
go out
the
and
horse-
shovel. Oh!
anybody?
I think this is my favorite drop of
It
this year.
may
by the way.
be
That's
all-time
good. I love
best
it,
drop.
too. I love
Well,
it. too.
okay, Pepe, you got to tell the story that you just told me off the air about the challenge you have tonight with Chet
Oh,
Holmgren.
no.
You, what?
Whoa.
With Chet
No, I
Holmgren?
mean it's a good story.
His name, what is his name?
Okay, so here's the story Pepe told me. I'll tell it in a clip. So Chet Holmgren.
Yep.
If Pepe says that, he does the games in Spanish.
Yep.
And he says the name Chet, it sounds like something else. So they have to call him by either his middle name
By his middle name.
or
By his
Holm-
middle name?
or
Dom-
Holmgren, or else
Thomas.
it sounds like they're
Thomas.
saying the S word.
Yes, word.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't think about that as an English language broadcaster. What is that going to
until
sound?
until you do it and then you get in
Yeah.
trouble.
Oh, yeah, I just Googled this. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His middle name is
Look.
Thomas.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
what does it
I
say?
know. I know. It's the S word. Translates as the S word.
So tonight, if you're wondering why Pepe and Samuel are calling Chet Holmgren Thomas,
Oh, his middle name is Thomas?
that's his middle name, or they may just call him Holmgren a lot.
How about,
Yeah.
How about
Or
Because
Steve
if you
Thomas?
say Chet in Spanish,
It's a swear.
Just look it up. It's
Yeah.
a
There you
swear
go,
word.
see.
How
There you go.
about C. Thomas Holmgren?
No, it's too long.
Yeah,
Come
see Thomas
on.
Holmgren.
Every time. By the time we said that, the game is over.
Yeah, right. If
Now,
you say that every time.
Pepe, did you anticipate this before the first Chet Holmgren game you did, or did you find out the hard way?
Totally.
Oh, yeah, you knew it was. You saw it coming.
Oh, you could have just begged for his forgiveness later.
No.
It never. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
That works so well with us.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be on the phone with legal for like 8
jeez.
hours.
Let's not talk about that again.
Well, I didn't say Chet in Spanish. I haven't done that yet.
I'm so tired of
Did
lawyers.
you guys get my text message?
Too many. So
About
I'm not saying the name.
Oh, no. Don't do it.
yeah.
Just
No,
go.
no.
Yeah.
There's a right way to say that we don't want to say.
Okay. Yeah. There's Laura presented us with another word that if you say it sounds very
No,
offensive,
no.
so we
No.
won't say it.
Yeah.
Um,
That was a big thing over the last couple of weeks.
All right. So, by the way, coming up in what is it? A little less than half an hour. We got Game of Game.
Yeah. I've got two this month.
Yes, and you've got a chance in
Month
this
of the
game
Mace.
because this game is a Bibigo / Lakers themed game.
Okay.
In honor of our remote.
Right. We are live at Ralph's in Redondo Beach with Bibigo, Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Today,
I still have a dream.
we
Sad day.
Why?
Rams.
Oh.
Rams. So
Get mad.
They left it all in the field.
They did.
Well, kind of.
Until they punted.
Until they punted.
There it is.
Until they punted.
You didn't expect the Rams to get this far.
Well, no. I said 7 to 9 wins at the start of the year. And they finished with 10. I think they far exceeded expectations.
You're not going to remember this because you never remember anything.
I
that you
remember
say.
everything.
No, you don't.
I'm
No,
like
you
an
don't.
elephant. I
No,
never
you
forget.
don't.
Never forget.
I did a Rams game, and I told you that the coach misused the timeouts. And that happened yesterday.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. I don't remember you telling me that, though. Do you have the tape?
Of course.
I need the tape on that.
I told you.
The
The
horror to believe it, I've got to hear the recording. So you
The
should keep
tape
track
is
of
there.
that stuff.
I mean,
is it there?
As the commissioner.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Play it. We have it. Play the tape.
The horse.
You know what's really weird? We were doing our we had a group text last night after the Rams, during the Rams game, and after the Rams game, and I thought it was interesting that everybody from the station was on it except for Cappy and Alan Sliwa. And I'm wondering why Cappy and Alan Sliwa are not included in our station group text.
Ramona started it. So Ramona,
She did, you're right.
Ramona is the one who initiated the group text. And I guess there's something going on with Sliwa's phone.
Okay, I can explain that.
Oh,
he's got
God.
a,
He
he's
has
got a
an
Pixel.
Android.
Oh, an Android.
He has an Android, so it comes up with a green bubble,
Green
and
bubble.
it ruins everything. So when you put a heart on it, something or a ha-ha, that will make its own separate comment instead of just going on the actual comment.
Okay, so he was that because he's about. Why wasn't Cappy on there?
I think she just forgot him.
You know,
That's common.
This is serious.
Very
this is
strange
serious.
coming
Laura,
from
don't
Cappy.
you think this is going to put Cappy into a tailspin?
He's going to be upset to
Oh
know that
my
we were
God.
all texting during the game and he was not included.
The most
Yes.
important part of the game. We're all going back and forth. And he's just sitting at home with his arms crossed.
Here's the funniest thing about it.
He has
Nobody
FOMO.
noticed until there was like an hour after the game. Sedano goes, the best part about this is Cappy's not on. And we're like, how did we leave him out?
And then Momo said, she goes, I left Alan off on purpose.
Right.
Yeah, because of the
And
because of
Cap.
the bubbles.
Right.
And Cap, I forgot.
So, yeah, it's just, I take these things really hard.
Can I tell you something? I actually like that about you. I like the fact that you're invested.
I woke up in the middle of the night and thought to myself, oh, we lost.
And
I could not go back to sleep.
I think that, if I'm being dead honest, because I've been working for a team for so long, my fandom has been a little desensitized.
Yes.
You know, like the Lakers lost the other night. 25 years ago, before I worked for the Lakers, I would have been furious.
Devastated.
But now I've covered enough Laker games, wins and losses, that
Yes.
I realize, okay, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You are the opposite.
Yes.
If your team loses, you're like, it sets your mood for the next 24 hours at least.
Yes, at
And
least.
I like that about you because I think it's good for the show.
Even
I
next
think
week.
It's good for the show that you are so invested that people can hear you. Like today, you're on the devastated side.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I'm more sad than anything else.
How long is this going to last?
I'll tell you what, when I go home and put on the game tonight, all I'm going to be thinking of is, damn, we're out of it.
Yeah, we could
We're out
have
of
we
it.
could have beat the winner.
We
of
could
this
have beat
game.
the winner of that game. I think they could have wanted Tampa. They could have wanted Philadelphia, and that would have set up an NFC championship game. So it did line up for him once Green Bay won that game, and they were going to San Francisco.
And possibly an NFC championship game at SoFi.
At SoFi.
If the Niners would have
There
got
you
tripped
go.
up. Yeah.
Hey, Mace, do you know who Eric Henderson is?
The Eric Henderson.
Yes, Eric
No,
Henderson. He
no
is
clue.
the defensive line coach, defensive run game coordinator, and now he is leaving the Rams.
Oh.
And he's going to USC.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's going to be a part of Lincoln Riley's staff, and I'm still sad about this one because they took our Danton Lynn.
Danton Lynn.
Yeah, so he's going there with Danton Lynn. So now your defense.
Look at this jackass.
Oh.
You know who that is?
Oh, man.
Who?
I know.
You know who that is?
Gappy?
Kelvin Effin Washington.
Oh, yeah, he must be
Kelvin
ecstatic.
Washington from Detroit is riding around. He just sent us a picture of him driving in his car. He's got a Lions jersey, a Lions hat on, and you doofus, you got sunglasses on inside like a D-bag.
Star of
He's in a
Channel
car.
1.
He's in a car. He can wear his sunglasses in a car.
Well, I actually
what about
do
LZ Granderson, too?
Yeah,
Another
Actually, I don't. Kelvin's put up with so much losing in his lifetime that this is okay. He can have his.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't. They haven't won a playoff game since what? 90. He deserves it. I have nothing against him.
Was it?
No, 90. They had a home game in 91. Was that? Did they win that game?
This is the first time I think in their history they have 2 home playoff games.
Yeah.
Yes.
The last time they had a playoff game, they had Barry Sanders on their team, and I think they lost.
Wow. Well, good for you, Kelvin. I don't begrudge the Lions for the win. I mean, it's a nice story, and Jared Goff. And
There's a Rams fan.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. That's
Where's
sad.
the guy in the Detroit Lions shirt?
There was a guy with the Lions stuff.
Earlier.
He could go home.
There was a guy with Niners gear on. I'm like, don't show up at our show with Niners gear
Yeah,
on.
who do you think you are?
Who are
George
you?
Briones?
Jorge Briones?
That's no good.
All right, we are live at Ralph's in Redondo Beach with Bibigo. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN. All right. Life's journey has its highs and its lows, and the LA County Department of Mental Health is here to support you through it all. Their caring team offers more than just a listening ear. They provide free emotional support, service referrals, and crisis counseling. Call their 24/7 helpline, 800-854-7771, or visit their website, dmh.lacounty.gov. Your mental health is their priority. Let them be your support in this journey. Together, let's shape a brighter tomorrow, hope, recovery, and well-being with the LA County Department of Mental Health. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Every Friday, we're giving away.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. This Monday at Yalava at the 909 Sports Bar, the greatest sports bar on the planet, it's Monday Night Football, the playoff edition, and we're giving away a ton of money. Oh, yeah, that's right.
And special thanks to Bud Light, making our NFL playoff parties happen. Whoop, whoop.
All right, guys, it's officially back. Fifth Row Fridays presented by Bibigo.
That's the official game day snack of the Lakers, by the way. And this is the best thing we give away. Fifth row seats to a Laker game. How many times do people come up to us and say, hey, give me Laker tickets?
Yes.
We don't have them. I don't even have them, but you can win them if you listen every day.
And these seats are better than the seats that you and Michael have, right?
15 rows better.
Yeah.
Michael and I are like row 20. So here's how you win. You listen every day to all the shows and take notes. If you can answer 5 questions about what happened on the show that day, you're eligible to win.
And don't forget, on Fridays, your chance to call in all 5 right answers, and you are in the 5th row at Crypto.com Arena for a Lakers game.
For free!
At ESPN, the OGs of LA Sports Radio, we're here each weekday, 1 to 4 p.m. for your afternoon. Sandwiched between Travis and Sliwa and Sonato and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
And we are live at Ralph's in Redondo Beach, along with Bibigo, the official game day snack of the Los Angeles Lakers. We want to congratulate Stephanie O'Hara from Torrance. She has won Lakers tickets.
Hey, Stephanie!
Way to go, Stephanie.
Congrats. Nice.
So 3 winners today: Justin Chow from Anaheim, Gilbert Asuna from LA, and Stephanie O'Hara from Torrance, giving away Lakers tickets courtesy of Bibigo. And don't forget, it's Fifth Row Fridays this week. So something we said today will be on the quiz that we give on Friday at 3:30. You've got to answer all 5 questions correctly.
Nice job. Good for you.
In order to win.
Very good, mate.
In addition to that, on top of Fifth Row Friday,
all of this,
the Lakers and Bibigo are giving away a pair of courtside seats.
Wow.
And here's how you enter to win. You can go into this Ralph's right behind me. But if you're listening out there, you can go into any Ralph's. Buy $10 worth of Bibigo. That's all you got to do. When you're done, take a picture of your receipt and send it to Lakers.com/Bibigo sweeps. Lakers.com/Bibigo sweeps. Then you're entered. And they're going to give away a pair of courtside second. That's not all they're giving away, by the way. You can win Lakers swag. You can win more Bibigo. You can win a bunch of stuff. That's all you got to do to enter for the courtside seats and for all this other stuff. So don't miss your chance to do that. They're going to give them away on February 6th, so you got a little bit of time. If you're out driving around and you're near Ralph's, stick your head in there, get $10 worth of Bibigo, and send your picture to Lakers.com/Bibigo sweeps.
All right, and I just got an email from Damon Jackson. He says he co-hosts a podcast called the Golden Ram Buzz Podcast, and his co-host Sal Martinez was voted 2023 Rams Fan of the Year. He owns a barbershop in Westminster called the Golden Ram Barbershop.
Okay.
So he is all in, and all I can say is, why have I not been invited on their podcast? I would do that podcast in a second.
Did he email you
Wait a
to
minute,
have
he
you
just
on?
emailed you to...
He emailed me through stevemason.com.
Yeah, but why? What is he asking you for?
He just wants a shout-out for Sal, the Rams Fan of the Year.
And what is the name of the place?
It is called the Golden Ram Barbershop.
Okay.
So he's all in. And the Rams, of course, lose last night.
You better get an email now that says, hey, why don't you come on the podcast?
Come on the podcast?
Hey, I think I got something for you.
Yeah. I'll do any podcast. Call me.
That's not true.
The last time that I was gonna go in his podcast.
Oh, that's right.
He canceled. He never called me again.
Oh God.
Really?
Oh, you know
he had a bigger
Pepe,
name on the
we're
other
gonna
line.
do a real podcast, a real show. Seriously.
What if a Niner fan said, come on my podcast?
You wouldn't go, Mason.
Say
don't
no.
even think about.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
Good
So I won't
job,
do any
Mace.
podcast.
Good job.
I'll do any podcast I
What
like.
if it was a Bruin podcast?
No, I'm going to pass on that also.
There you go.
Yeah, so
you,
there are
you should
certain
never say you'll do anything.
There's certain
Celtics,
podcasts that I
Clippers,
will not do.
There's a
I will not do a
UCLA
Clippers
guy.
podcast.
There it is.
Yeah,
man.
there's a UCLA
Me and you
guy.
against the world.
Bruins.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Hey,
another
Go
Bruin.
UCLA.
What the hell is going
Hey.
on here?
Yeah. Hey, if
We
you
got
see,
a ton of Dodgers
hey, you
fans. I
guys,
see
if you
Charger
any-
stuff.
If you see any USC fans out there, ask them why they didn't show up for the football game this year. That's a pressing question. All right, so what do you think tonight, Mace? Oklahoma City Thunder's second best record in the West, half a game out of the best record in the West, and the Lakers playing maybe without D'Angelo Russell and possibly without LeBron.
I'm trying to see what the line is because
I'm good at this.
Here, I got it.
yeah,
I got it.
Let me guess.
I'm on
gonna-
ESPN Bet right now. So
Greg, I am going to say Thunder by 2.
Ooh, you're really close.
is it?
Thunder 2.5.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Give me 5,000 mythical dollars.
Oh, my God. You're just going to lose your money?
Lakers plus 2.5.
5,000?
You know
Yes,
what, the rate
Laura,
Mason
you got
and I
that?
are going, the way the Steelers are playing and the way that these other teams are playing, we're going to have to dump water on Sliwa again or something to get all our
Although,
money
what
back.
am I
Let's
at?
stay away from the water.
I've had a couple of winners this year. What am I at so far?
What are you at? Right?
Yeah,
As of right now, you're at 115,000. You also have 5,000 on Stafford most
That's
passing
a
yards
loser.
for 6-1.
That's a loser.
You get 375.
Dak Prescott threw for a bunch of garbage yards. I think he
that's
threw for
right.
404.
Did he go
and
over
I lost
400?
that bet.
So the
I had that.
in the fourth
5,000 mythical dollars on Matthew Stafford throwing for more yards than anybody this weekend at 6-1 odds and missed it.
Yeah,
He threw for 387 and not enough.
The thing I got to win is this bet I have against Momo, $25,000. that 25 grand's a lot when you only have 100.
Oh, it is.
And I have 25 grand. I have the Niners and the Ravens to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And she has the field.
I think she's going to win.
Do you?
Do you?
Yeah.
Pepe, who you like?
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I hope Detroit goes all the way.
Me too.
They could.
Really?
I'm rooting for Detroit.
Me too.
That would be a great story.
Totally.
They've never won anything in that. Well,
I know.
No, they do have World Series championships,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But they haven't won in the NFL in
Ever.
ever.
Yeah, the Lions
And they
are.
had NBA.
The Lions are
Had
one of
it.
a handful of teams that have never even been to the Super Bowl. There
I
aren't
think
very
the Browns
many.
are another one.
Yeah, but there's maybe 9 teams that have never even been to the Super Bowl.
I read this is only the third time in NFL in the Super Bowl era that both the Browns and the Lions made the playoffs.
Sounds about right.
Browns got blown out. They were not.
Boy, that
CJ
was
Stroud
weird.
is so good.
Yeah, but the Browns, like coming into that game, their defense had been so great.
Yep.
But same.
I don't know what happened.
Okay, so the number 1 defense in the NFL this year was Cleveland.
Yep.
They gave up almost 50 points. The number 1 offense in the league this year was Dallas,
And they
they didn't score any points in the first half. They had a gimme touchdown at the end of that first half.
Yeah, they did. They did.
But weird.
Yeah.
You know, like the best offense and the best defense didn't even show up.
Yeah. And then Miami in the cold, they had no chance. I do think.
I wish I would have bet that game. The minute I saw what the temperature was, Miami was never going to win that game.
No.
By the way, do not at this point. I know they had an off year, and Patrick Mahomes had an off year, but I would not at all sleep on Kansas City as a sleeper team to win the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs is a completely different guy.
completely
And
different.
you know their
And that's
problem
what
all
you
year
want.
has been receivers, and that guy Rice had a
Rasheed
big
Rice,
game.
yeah,
Huge
Rasheed Rice
game.
is really good.
So if he starts showing up for the postseason, then that's a big weapon for them.
So
Well,
if
he's-
it's not
he's the
Baltimore or San Francisco, Pepe, who do you
KC.
think it is?
KC.
KC.
And then they have
Casey's
Taylor
fine.
Swift.
Yeah. Oh,
There
they
you
have
go.
Taylor Swift. Oh, can you imagine Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl?
Well, and
Tony
Lamar,
Dungy would be so mad.
and Lamar has been bad in the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah.
So, we'll have to wait and see what happens. All right, coming up is Game of Games. Bergman, what are the Game of Games standings?
The
Do you
game of
have them
games,
in
I
front of you?
do have them in front of me, or I did. Now
I'm trailing.
things got
I
moved.
know. Does anybody have more than 2?
No. Brian 2, Bergman 2, Mason 2, Trish 1, Ireland 1, MT 1, Laura 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Pepe, you got to get on the board.
Whose
so
game
Pat,
is it today?
It's mine.
Oh, excellent.
And I have
And
a
you have
Lakers
one.
slash.
You have one?
I have one. You have one also, right?
No, 0.
Not yet. You could win today.
It's okay.
No, Pepe, you could win today because some of these are Laker questions.
Okay.
All right, so we've got that coming up next.
And by the way, whenever
guys
we
are
talk about
afraid of
Mythical
me.
Money, Prize Picks is our sponsor, largest and #1 daily fantasy sports platform in North America. New members go to prizepicks.com/710. Use code 710 for a first deposit match up to $100. Everybody's playing at Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. All right, coming right back with Game of Games. We are live at Ralph's in Redondo Beach in the South Bay. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, let me tell you about ZipRecruiter. Did you know it can now take up to 11 weeks on average to hire for an open job? You don't have that kind of time if you're running a growing business. I got some advice. Stop waiting. Start using ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find qualified candidates for all your roles fast. And right now you can try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter uses powerful matching technology to quickly find and send you the most qualified people for your roles. How quick? 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. So speed up your hiring process with ZipRecruiter. See why 3.8 million businesses have come to ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. Just go to that exclusive web address to try it for free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland.
Game of Games.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time. Real quick, I want to thank Isabel who came out here. She brought us peach mango pie, which she says is a Filipino dessert. She made a big, long drive to get here, so we appreciate Isabel. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody coming out
Yeah,
today.
a lot
this
of
was
people.
a really
Thank
good
you.
turnout.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you being a part of this. So we're here at Ralph's in Redondo Beach for a Lakers Bibigo event. So this quiz is all about the Lakers and Bibigo.
Excellent.
It's multiple choice. 8 questions and a tiebreaker.
Okay.
Here we go. It's Brian, Laura, Greg, Mace, and Pepe. 5 players.
Okay.
Here we go. Fill in the blank.
Okay.
On the Bibigo website, it states that, quote, all food should be blank in flavor, texture, and color.
Okay.
Okay? All food should be blank in flavor, texture, and color. A, rich. B, balanced. C, desirable. All right, so it's either rich, balanced, or desirable. Brian, which one is it?
I like rich. Let's go rich.
Okay, Laura.
I'll go with desirable.
Okay, Greg.
Yeah, both those are good. I'm going to go with Brian and Rich.
Okay, Mace.
I'm going rich.
Pepe.
Balance.
Pepe Montilla.
Oh,
Nice.
balance.
Pepe.
Boy,
He's the
Pepe
only
brought
one
it.
who got it.
Pepe.
All
What's the
food
one?
should be
Look,
balanced.
everybody's waving at Pepe.
We have created a monster. All right. Number 2. The colors in the Bibigo logo are black and green. But when Bibigo appears on a gold Laker jersey, what color is the Bibigo logo? A, purple, B, black, or C, white. It's either purple, black, or white. Laura, which one is it?
Black.
Greg.
Black.
Mace.
Purple.
Pepe.
Black.
Oh,
Brian.
Pepe will know.
Black.
He does not know Steve
Oh,
Mason.
yes.
Oh,
It is
man.
purple.
Boo, Pepe. Boo, Pepe.
Mace won.
Pepe, you call
won.
those games every night. You don't ever notice the patch, the color?
And you did.
I did. Thank you.
All right, number 3. Bibigo sponsors this feature during every Lakers home game.
Oh, my God.
This
I
is
may know
such a
this.
tilt towards.
I will make Pepe go
I
last.
should know. I don't.
All right. It's either A, half minute to win it, B, the dance cam, or C, the big shot jackpot. It's half minute to win it, the dance cam, or the big shot jackpot. Brian, which one is it?
Let's go big shot jackpot.
Laura.
I'm going to go with the dance cam.
Greg.
Big shot jackpot.
Mace.
Half minute to win it.
Pepe.
Half minute to win it.
Damn.
Laura Romo is
yeah.
dance cam.
Oh!
Is it the dance
Ray gets out there with 2 Laker girls
That's
holding
right.
it up.
That's
big.
right.
Right.
I watched
It's
the
dance
when he hit
cam.
that shot. He said, "Thanks to Bibigo."
No, that was not. That was isn't that MGM?
Yeah, that's MGM.
sponsors
No,
the
but
big shot
it was MGM
jackpot.
who gives the money, but it was Bibigo. I don't know.
No,
I knew
it's
this
the-
one. That's why I said it
MGM
how I said
sponsors
it.
the big shot jackpot. And Laura, did you know or
Yes,
did you guess?
I knew. That's why I was like, oh, dance cam.
Okay.
Oh, is that what you said?
All right.
Aw.
This game is close.
Oh.
Laura won, Mace won, Pepe
Yeah,
won.
here's a rally.
Here we
I'm
go.
rallying right now.
All right.
I don't think I have one yet. Do you have one?
No, you do not have one. You and Brian are
Shut out.
shut out so far.
All right.
Oh, my God.
But nobody has won one. All right, here we go. Derek Fisher was with us today to help us celebrate Bibigo. Fisher's most famous shot came
24.
10 years ago in San Antonio when he buried a shot with 0.4 seconds on the clock to beat the Spurs. Who inbounded the ball to Fisher on that shot? Was it A, Shaquille O'Neal, B, Karl Malone, or C, Gary Payton? Let's go, Greg.
Gary.
You're going Peyton. Mace.
I'm going Peyton.
Pepe.
Peyton.
Brian.
I think it's Malone.
Laura.
I'm going to go with the crowd and say Peyton.
It is Gary Payton. Everybody except
Brian, you scared me.
Yes.
Yeah, Brian, me too.
Is he right? Yeah.
Come on, Brian.
Come on, Brian. That's right.
Pepe 2, Mace 2, Laura 2, and Greg 1. Here we go. A popular item from Bibigo are the chicken and cilantro mini wontons. According to the Bibigo website, how long should you cook those wontons before serving? A, 3 minutes. B, 5 minutes. C, 7 minutes. Laura, 3, 5, or 7?
I thought it was like a dash, but I'm going to go with 7. I thought it was a range on the thing.
Greg.
I make these a lot. 3.
Okay.
Oh, dang it.
Mace.
Wontons are little, so I don't think it's 7.
3, 5, or 7?
Yeah, I'll go 5. I think it takes 5
Pepe.
minutes.
I'm going to go with Mace. 5.
5, and Brian.
I think it is 3.
The answer is 5.
Yes!
Yes.
Oh,
Taking
yeah.
the lead.
You and me.
Oh, me and
All right.
Pepe.
Pepe, wait.
One on one. Hey!
Unbelievable. All right.
You say people don't
Brian,
wave to
you
Pepe.
need this
Everybody
to stay
does.
alive. Okay, here we go. In what country did Bibigo originate? A, Korea, B, Japan, C, China. All right, Mace, Korea, Japan, or China?
I'm going to go Korea.
Pepe.
I'm going to have to guess Korea.
Okay, Brian.
I'm going to have to go Korea, too.
Laura.
I'm going to go Korea just because everyone's going there.
Greg.
I mean, it's Korean, so I'll go with Korea.
Korea is it.
Yeah, Korea is it.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I knew that one.
Fool me with Korean?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? What's going on here?
Brian, you have been eliminated.
Sorry, Brian.
Sorry,
Because there's
Brian.
only 2 questions
At
left.
least I got
You're
that one
3
right.
behind.
By the way, one of
Am
our
I
listeners
eliminated?
brought some green stuff for you, Brian. I'll make sure you get it.
Oh, well, yeah, thank you.
All right, 2 questions
alive?
left. Pepe and Mace tied for the lead. Laura 1 back. Greg, you're 2 back.
Two
so
back.
You,
I gotta
go,
get
you
this
get to
all
go
right.
last. Okay, here we go. Sasha Vujačić is here with us today. Sasha's biggest points as a Laker came in the 2010 NBA Finals against Boston when he was fouled with 11 seconds left in a 2-point game.
Nailed.
A then 25-year-old Sasha made both free throws to ice the game for the Lakers. In which finals game did Sasha hit those game-winning free throws? Game 5, Game 6, or Game 7, Pepe? 5, 6, or 7?
5.
Okay, Mace.
6.
Laura.
5.
I have to go 7. I think it is 7. But
It is 7.
Oh, nice.
Alive.
I was like hoping no one would say 7. I'm like, I thought that was Game 7.
Got it?
Damn,
All right.
Pepe.
I
I love you, but
Did you get
damn.
it, Pepe?
No.
Okay.
So here it is.
I'm
We're
alive.
down to
That's
the
very
last,
close.
We're down to the last question. Pepe and Mace have 4. Laura and Greg have 3. And we do have a tiebreaker. So
Wow.
Pepe and Mace have to go first. Here we go. Oh, that's a hard one.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. It's also cold.
Here it is. Question 8. What is my favorite item that Bibigo makes?
Oh, no.
Is it A, pork and vegetable steamed dumplings, B, Korean-style corn dog, C, teriyaki chicken rice bowl? Pork and vegetable steamed dumplings, Korean-style corn dog, or teriyaki chicken rice bowl? Mace.
I'm going to go dumpling.
Okay, Pepe.
I think I'm going to go with Mace.
You're going dumpling. All right, that means
You're
Laura-
playing for a tie.
That means Laura and Greg, you guys got to go one of the other ones.
Why?
Korean-style corn dog or teriyaki chicken rice bowl? Laura.
I don't want to go different. Okay,
Well, you don't have to.
I'm
But
gonna
you'll
go.
eliminate,
You can't
eliminate
win.
yourself
Ah.
if you guess A.
Okay, we'll go with the last one, the bowl.
The teriyaki chicken rice bowl,
Yeah.
Greg.
Laura, I'm with you. Knowing John Ireland, the teriyaki chicken rice bowl is the favorite.
You would think that, but
I would.
Pepe and
It's-
Mace got it.
It's the dumpling. I
Ireland's a
knew
dumpling
that.
guy.
He's
Anything
been
with
saying
pork
that.
in
Yeah.
it.
And
Anything with pork.
dumpling.
All right.
You've been
That
talking about this all the
Laura,
time.
Laura is out.
I knew that. I'm
Greg
so
is
mad.
out. Laura and Greg are both out, and it all comes down
Again.
to this.
You
on.
and me, Pepe.
All right.
This is for Pepe's first win.
All right.
I'm going to have to write
Pepe,
horse.
yeah, I'm gonna give you
write
something to
something
write
down?
this down. I'll make-
This
I'll
is
hear
for
it.
Pepe's first
All right.
win of the month.
Come on.
What? What year did Bibigo originate? When did it start? All right. What year was it founded? Your closest wins. Okay, just write down a year. All right. Mace, what'd you write down?
1985.
Pepe, what'd you write down? We have a winner.
You can say
Pepe wrote down 2007. The answer is 1953.
The horse was way too early.
Oh, yeah.
Mason, by the way, Mason is now the leader.
Thank you.
The
Thank
leader
you.
in the month.
Get it,
The
Mace.
leader for the month. Month of the Mace. Let's go. Let's go.
Good for you, Mace.
Again,
Pepe, once again, you get
once
right
again,
to the end.
I get to the last one, and
I know, Pepe, and you choke. They call this choking. You
Oh.
get to the last one, you
Yeah.
miss it. It's a
Okay.
choke job.
Boo,
Okay,
Pepe.
man.
Boo, Pepe. Wave goodbye. Wave
Bye,
goodbye to
Pepe. I'm waving goodbye.
Just
All
for
right.
that, you're going to lose the potpourri.
Oh, I believe in you,
Potpourri of
Pepe.
lies?
You better get ready on
What day is
Wednesday.
potpourri?
Wednesday.
Potpourri's Wednesday.
Oh, Potpourri of Lies is Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Are you working tomorrow? As far as you know?
I am, as
Okay,
far
so
as
you
I
have the
know.
game tomorrow.
Yeah, I have the
All
game.
right. That means, Laura, you have Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
all right.
this is weird because I don't think it's ever happened that we've been on remote and the afternoon show has been on remote. There are actually people that did the double who stopped here at Ralph's in Redondo Beach and then went straight to Yamava.
It's Circle of Trust.
The afternoon guys are at Yamava right now. Shadano and Cappy are there.
Yes, Sonano and Cappy.
And Lindsay's there for Monday Night Football.
Morales is there.
And Morales.
Tampa versus Philly.
Yeah, but how
It's the
about those
Monday night
listeners doing the double? That's like the ultimate compliment.
Yeah.
That they would come to Redondo Beach and then hightail it to Yamava.
We have such great listeners.
Pepe-
You guys are
too.
fantastic.
These ones are fantastic.
You
all
guys
day.
are fantastic.
Most of these guys have been here all day.
I know.
All right.
They're
Shout
awesome.
out.
Here's a Greg and Steve. Here's a question. Laura and Brian. Here's a question for you guys.
Okay.
Pepe and I are leaving right now.
Okay.
We are leaving and heading to Crypto.com Arena. The Emmys are going on at the Peacock Theater across the street, and there are several street closures. Basically, if you looked at a map, everything a square around Staples or around Crypto.com Arena is closed. What time will Pepe and I set foot in the building? Greg, what do you think?
So you leave right now.
We're leaving at 4. What time will we get
I'm going to
there?
be ambitious, and I'm going to say you're going to step into the building at 5:27.
Mace?
I'll take 5:35.
Laura?
Oh, is this a game?
I'm going to take 5:30.
5:30, and then Brian.
We'll take 5:42.
5:42. All right.
It's tough.
I'm going to take 6:17.
No, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think it's that bad.
Pepe, what do you say?
6.
6.
Okay, you guys are going to get down there in 35 minutes.
Right.
It's about the parking is going to take another
Yeah, the
35.
parking is the
Right.
bad part right now,
Well,
guys.
we have Pepe and I can park underneath, but we might not be able to get there. We might not be able to get to the ramp.
Right.
That's the problem. So
It
we may
was-
have to park at the gas station.
No, it was rough, but not that bad. It was
You think
rough,
what-
but not that bad.
I'm line with you. I think we're looking at 6.
Everybody knows you, and some people know me.
I'm going to tell him I know
Everybody
you.
knows Pepe
So,
Mantilla.
Wait,
Pepe,
Pepe.
I'm going to tell him I know you, and that if they let me in, you'll wave to them personally when you're introduced tonight.
You know what's the difference? Most of the people that are guiding everybody speak Spanish.
That's true. That is
Oh, there you go.
very true.
That helps. All right, are those guys standing
Yep,
by?
they're all standing by.
All
So
right.
All right, we're at Pepe and I are out of here. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Yeah. And now,
Go Lakers.
Now let's hit the super stager.
AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Give it to me, Cappy. Give it to me.
All right, there we are. We are stretching Southern California. We're in the South Bay. Those guys are at Yamava. What's up, guys?
We're good. How are you feeling?
I'm doing okay, man. It's been a fun day. We got a great crowd out here.
Well, I was
It's been
just
really good
wondering
out here.
Only because I know that I heard you woke up at 4 in the morning and just went, I can't believe we lost.
Well, you know how that is when
Blaming the refs,
gummy
too.
wears off and you're like, oh, I just woke up and, we
Yeah,
lost.
yeah. I feel you.
And your
you
only
realize your
thought was,
team's poorly coached and doesn't execute properly.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
I
poorly
mean-
coached. Morales, you're such a hack.
They made one.
You're
one
such
one
a
big
hack.
mistake.
Sedano and I would have kicked. Would have not kicked.
Well, they
We
made
would have
one.
gone
They
to
made
it.
one big mistake in our.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
he made a
refs
big
got us.
mistake.
The refs
It's
got
okay to
us.
call it.
I mean, the refs. I mean, they didn't help, but that's not the reason they lost.
Mace is such a
see
hack.
Sedano, that's what Mace's whole thing. It's just that. It's
Well,
the
no.
Puka Nacua non-PI call. That's what
Non-PI call, and
Nothing
then
else.
go for it on 4th and 14. Those were the two
But
things.
that's not the
They should have
reason
called
they
that call
lost.
on
They lost-
Puka. It was a non-call.
Remember the NFC Championship game against the Saints, Mace?
Yeah, I mean, you were the
Yes.
beneficiary of that. I mean, look.
Well, I
the
mean,
reality is-
right, it happens. I get it. So
they-
you're saying
they-
that this was payback?
No,
It just happens.
It just right. I mean, it's human error, but also the fact you can't score touchdowns, you can't settle for field goals in the playoffs.
Well, let me ask you a question here.
I was waiting for you to talk. I mean,
Yeah.
you get paid to talk.
Well, I mean, but you're doing the talking, so
I
you
was
know.
just wondering.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Morales
I didn't want to
is
interrupt you. You know what I
hacking
mean?
it up.
Cappy's looking for show pie. He's very excited
Yes.
for show pie today.
Right. The food here at Yamava is amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yes.
know where we're going to go. I don't know if we should start. You want to start with show pie?
I would prefer something with less carbs, personally.
Okay, maybe they've
What
got
is
a
show
gluten-free
pie?
version.
Describe it.
That's not
It's a
doesn't mean it doesn't have carbs.
Well, I mean, maybe it's got less carbs.
Show pie, Mace.
Show pie, Mace. Come on, like a
What
nice
is it?
little pizza freaking pie over here. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay. Yeah.
Like Cappy and I
That's
do
nice.
road pie. This is show pie.
Right. We got to have pie during the show.
So I
Feel
got to
me?
ask you guys something, and we brought this up on the show. So last night we were texting fast and furiously during the Rams game, and I think Ramona set up this chat with all of us, and
Yeah.
somehow, I guess at the very
Great
end,
chat. It
Shadano
was a great
said,
chat.
"Well, it's funny that Cappy isn't here."
Yeah,
And
where's
Cappy, you
Cappy?
were not
I know, it
included
was
in the
funny.
big group chat last night.
I didn't have one
only
thing to
because,
say.
Mace, I started to notice like everybody was chiming in, and I'm like, wait, is Cappy just like being handcuffed by Rachel or something? Like, what's happening?
I did not receive one text.
And then I looked on the group, and I saw Cappy wasn't there, and I'm
Not
like,
there.
oh. I'm like, Cappy was left out by Momo. And
Yeah.
you and Sliwa. But at least Sliwa, there was a reason. She actually said she just forgot you.
Yeah.
Whereas with Sliwa, she said she didn't want to deal with his stupid phone.
The
Oh,
green
really?
bubble.
Yeah, nobody
Oh,
wants to
okay.
deal with Sliwa's
Yeah.
phone.
That was on
I know,
purpose.
that's
I
like
love that
my-
Momo took him off on purpose because she didn't want the green.
I mean, come on, Momo. You're like supposed to be my, Hebraic hermana.
Yeah.
You know what I
Cappy,
mean?
18 recipients, and you weren't one of them.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
They
not,
even added-
18
they added
people.
Lindsay.
I'm
They
not-
added Laura.
I'm
they
not
added
on her radar. I mean, I am just.
Briones.
I
There
out
were
of sight,
actually
out of
people
mind.
that used to work here that were on it.
Wow.
Were there really?
Yeah.
Were there?
Alex, the security guy, was on that text chain.
Oh, no.
No.
We should include him.
We should. I
He
get
is-
texts from him
there
all the
is
time.
no more loyal listener than Alex, our security guy.
He
He's
really
fantastic.
is the most loyal person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like him first and then Crypto Ray.
And then Crypto Ray. Exactly.
Yeah.
Crypto
By the way,
Ray's
some
already here.
people were here this morning and said
Yeah.
they were on, or this afternoon, and were on their way to Yamava. People
no,
were
Crypto
actually doing the
Ray's
double
already
today,
here.
which is crazy.
Crypto Ray, Beto's 1099.
Yeah.
Crypto
And
Ray's daughter,
David
Jackie
100
Diaz.
was there.
David 100?
Yeah, David 100 is here, and
He
he's
was here.
supposed to be there too.
Oh, really? We haven't seen David 100
The
yet.
great Craig Cartosi and Heidi Wild from Tequila
Yeah,
Mandala are
they're
in the
here.
house.
Are they here already?
Nice.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't see these guys.
They
All
didn't
right.
bring you any free tequila, you scumbag.
Well, that's because I'm not on the text chain. So, I'm forgotten. I'm a forgotten man.
Yeah.
Not on
Oh,
the
by
text.
the way, Chris
No tequila.
from the Green Cross in Torrance brought a gift
Chris Ward.
package.
Yeah.
And he's
Chris Ward, I'm
bringing
sorry.
product,
He's heading out to
Cappy.
Yamava too.
Yeah,
texted
he's
him
on his
this
way out
morning.
there. He's got little doggy bags for you.
Okay,
He's
we
got
like
product.
that.
I need product. I
Nice.
have a bad anxiety
It says
attack this
Birdman.
morning.
Aw.
Yeah.
First some of that Green Cross product, then we go into show pie.
You want to go
Oh,
product
there you
and
go.
show pie.
Right.
What if we dump
Lot
truck
of show
to
pie then.
We go product
Yeah.
first and product after.
Oh, I like that idea.
Sedano's getting dump trucked.
Oh, in a big way. In a big way.
Oh,
He doesn't look
I'll tell
excited
you what,
about it.
that's dangerous. I had a really
I know.
rough
I saw what happened to you
dump
the
truck.
last time.
Yeah, we almost broke his neck.
Mason slipped a
I mean,
disc
I was
when you
just
guys
like-
dump trucked him. He was like, whoa.
Kind of like Matthew
Whoa!
Stafford got dump trucked by the Lions defense last night.
Boy, he
Matthew
did. Well, I'll tell you
Stafford,
what,
I
he
will
did
say
get
this.
dump truck last night. That is a tough man right there. That
Yes,
is
he
a
is.
really tough man.
Yes,
is
he
tough.
is. I'll
He
tell
is.
you what. There was that one play where he gets hit and he's down on the ground and he's laying on his back and he's looking up. And Collinsworth wanted to say,
wow, like his eyes are rolling around in his head. But then Collinsworth
They
caught
were.
himself, and he's like, whoa, I don't know if I want to speculate. But, man, let me tell you something. At that point of the game. His eyes were rolling around in his head.
Right.
And
he
they took
was
him,
knocked out for a second.
Right, and he's holding his ribs, walking off the field. And they took him to the blue tent, and all I'm thinking about at that point is he's got like 277 yards passing, and I need him to get like 285
Right, you need it
for
to
my
hit your
prize.
prize
For
picks.
prize picks?
Prize picks.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Such a selfish jerk.
Selfish. Well, wait a second. When the Rams punted to the Lions, and there's about, I don't know, 4 minutes to go or so? Yep, I'm 4 thinking to minutes. myself, I'm never going to see Jared Goff get more than 265 because he was at like 255.
Right.
And I'm like, they're just going to run the ball down their throat.
Now he threw one.
And then because they got guts.
Yeah.
They got guts.
Unlike somebody.
Mace, are you
Oh,
telling me
geez.
that Sean McVay – can I ask you seriously, is Sean
What?
McVay above any criticism?
No.
You sure? No. I've brought criticism to him actually during the show, during our conversations. He makes mistakes, or at least he makes what I think are mistakes. And in this case, he actually said afterwards, I probably would have done it differently. So he acknowledges it. It was a bad moment. I thought it was a big mistake. You go for the win at that point, and they didn't. But he's not above criticism, no. But he's an elite head coach who had an unbelievable season. There's no doubt he's a great head coach. He puts together a great staff, and the Rams far exceeded most of ours. I will acknowledge there were a couple of you guys that thought that they were going to win 9 or 10 games. I was not one of them. They far exceeded expectations. That's why I'm giving credit where credit is due. I did not think the Rams would be there, and I was not one of them at the beginning of the year. Sean McVay, to me, did his best coaching job in his entire Rams career this past season. However, because we watch the Rams play every game and we criticize, we analyze, etc., I would think that Sean McVay will go back and watch the film of this game, and in the future of his career, when you're on the road in a playoff game, field goals, especially field goals that are shorter than extra points, that loses you games. And when you kick 3 field goals, all of which are 29 yards or less, that's why you lose games. And by the way, he's not the first coach. They had a 4th and 6 by the goal line, and they elected to kick that last field goal with Maher. And I thought that was another spot where, what the hell, you're down 4, go for it. No, see, that one I actually didn't have a problem with, because that one, you go down by 1.
Oh, the Steelers just scored a touchdown.
Yeah, are they mounting a comeback?
Backdoor cover?
It was
I mean, it's
21-7
still a long way
last
to
I
go.
saw
It's
it.
10:32 in the game. So
Yeah. But
What's the score?
That last field goal, it's 24-16.
Do we have a
PAT
stringer
pending.
at that game for today?
We should have one.
We should have a stringer.
Yeah. But that last
Coming
field
to you
goal,
live
just
from
scored
Buffalo.
a touchdown. Mason Rudolph to George Pickens for the 8-yard strike. Back to you guys.
you're going to keep everybody up to date throughout the afternoon.
Yeah,
We're going to
have
be
Josh
stringing
Allen for you after
Mason
the game.
here. We're going to make sure we have live updates from Orchard Park.
Nice. Good strain. Very good strain.
By the way, those
Very
people
good
are
strain.
so insane. Like, there was a video that floated around today on Twitter of a table that was on fire, and then somebody on top of a mountain of snow jumping off of it and into the burning table. I'm like, are you kidding me? What
Cappy's
is
jumped
that?
off many mountains of snow.
Well, not
That's a
into
good bit
burning
for me. I'll
tables.
do it.
Yeah.
That's bit of the year right there.
Oh, you see now, Mace, if you pulled out a Bills Mafia move, that has bit of the year written all over it. Especially, by the way, when you need a big comeback. You know, you need to do something spectacular. Taking your clothes off and running through the radio station ain't getting it done.
No, he's going to get us in the hot
No,
tub
no,
with
no,
him.
no.
It's already
No,
been done.
you guys have been rolling around in the ground together. I mean, I can't top that. You and Morales rolling around and doing your whatever you're doing, the jumping and the cracking,
it's mounting.
and all that
It's
stuff.
Look, here's
Mounting,
David
the
100.
mounting.
David 100 in that.
David
He's wearing
100
his
has
100
made it.
hat.
David 100 has
Excellent.
made it. Nice.
Making the double.
By the way, there is a TV screen here. Let me paint the picture. That just says playoff payoffs with the Yamava logo.
And
our
Cappy
friends at
pointing right at you.
But why is did they not get the memo that the big stars here today, Sedano?
No, but this is Cappy's endorsement.
Yeah, but still, Sedano should be on that screen.
No.
And I agree. And Sedano should be with me this upcoming Sunday for the divisional round. And he should be with me the following week for the championship round. And
No chance.
And you should be with me here on Super Bowl Sunday here at Yamava. And then, if you commit to those 3 Sundays, then and only then do you get on that picture.
Yeah, I think I'll pass.
Why?
Yeah.
So,
it's okay.
so you're there. Wait a minute. You're there throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm there. Not there. I'm here. I'm here
I'm
this
sorry,
Sunday. I'm here this Sunday for the divisional round.
Yep.
Then the following week for the championship round, I am in the house. And then the following week, we have a week off, and then the Super Bowl comes. And now I'm committed because I told Yamava, I said, the only way I'm not coming on Super Bowl Sunday is if the Browns make it to the Super Bowl, and that went up in air.
Yeah, we saw that
early in
work
the
out
third
so
quarter.
well for
yeah.
poor Lindsay. Yeah.
Early in the third
Is
quarter.
Lindsay
for you,
smarting
but
over
poor
this?
Lindsay.
The third quarter.
Yeah, poor Lindsay.
I mean, it kind of happened pretty quickly.
I mean, it was kind of throughout.
It was
felt
a game.
No,
it got away
was-
from him pretty quickly.
No,
was a
it
game.
didn't. The end of the second half was when it all fell apart. Yeah, I mean, they still had a 10-point lead. They were down by 10 at halftime, so it's not like it was over
No,
so
but it didn't look
quickly.
good. Didn't look good.
Yeah, the defense didn't show up, but we can talk about that later.
Didn't look good.
When I become a head coach in the NFL, George, and
When
of
you
course
become-
I
yeah.
still have that dream.
Yeah.
But when I become a head coach in the NFL, I'm going to tell you this right now. I have 2 philosophies that I follow all the time.
Yeah.
Here
Good.
are these 2 philosophies. Number 1,
Yeah.
regardless of your playoff position,
Yeah.
you always play your starters in the last game of the regular season.
Even for a little bit.
Just for a little bit, just enough, yes. Now, look, there's evidence to battle that. Like, if you're a Steelers fan today, you're going, hey, moron, did you see what happened to T.J. Watt? He's not playing in this game. I get it. But I'm telling you right now that by resting your players, something happens. There's a rust factor, and
Good job, Cappy.
Thank you.
Best point you've
What
ever
about
made.
what about when you
But
have
you
a
know,
bye?
but to
There's
the
nothing you can do
evidence
about
is
that.
Well, but
somewhat
that's
to the
my point.
But different
contrary.
mentality. I think different mentality when you have a bye.
Yeah,
See,
but when
like-
you have a bye, we've seen plenty of teams come out of the bye and just destroy the team.
But here's what I'm saying. Like,
You're right.
using the Cleveland Browns as an example, okay, the Browns, they lost that last game. In fact, I would say they sacrificed the last game because they went and they signed a guy off the Arizona Cardinals practice roster, and they started their 5th quarterback, and they said, you know what, winning this game is unimportant because our playoff position cannot be enhanced.
Right.
So I disagree with that philosophy.
Yeah.
So that's my first philosophy.
Also, side note,
Yeah.
it was actually more like a 2-week layoff because they had the little mini bye because the last game that all the starters played was the Thursday night game against the Jets.
Right.
So it was almost 2 weeks by the time they played on Saturday.
That's ridiculous.
That's my first
It
philosophy.
was.
I don't know, Cappy. I mean, the Rams sat everybody when they went to
How'd
the
that
Super
work
Bowl.
out?
They sat everybody
I mean,
in Week 19 or Week 18.
Well, listen.
And offensively, they're great.
This is my philosophy. It's not Sean McVay's
Yeah, your
philosophy.
philosophy
All
as
right,
a head coach.
what
Right,
is
I forgot.
number 2?
And my second philosophy, and I came
We'll
up
be here
with
all
this-
day, Mace, if we don't
No.
let him get to number 2.
My second
God, let him
philosophy
go.
I learned years ago. The Seattle Seahawks are playing at home against the Green Bay Packers, and the Seahawks win the game in the NFC Championship to go on to the Super Bowl.
Right.
In that game, Mike McCarthy did precisely what Sean McVay did yesterday. He settled for short field goals.
Yeah.
On the road, in the playoffs, you never settle for field goals less than extra points.
All right.
So those are my 2 philosophies. Do you have any?
Okay.
Are you going to become a head coach?
I don't plan on it.
No,
Okay,
and
well,
neither are
if you
you.
do,
Can I be on your staff, Cappy? I like to run the
Mace,
wishbone.
I actually have an
You
actual
wanna run the
question that has
wishbone?
nothing to do with sports for you.
Okay, good.
Did you watch True Detective Night Country yesterday?
Not yet. I've got it DVR'd, but I hear it's really good.
I watched the
Is it
first
good?
episode yesterday. It was excellent.
What's it on?
Jodie
Yeah.
Foster. It's on HBO. Jodie Foster. It kind of gave me like Silence of the Lamb vibes a little bit. But Jodie
Really?
Foster's much old. Obviously much older now. But
Yes.
yeah, it was really like if you like mystery, true crime stuff. Watch this season of True Detective. The
well,
first
that
one was
first
good.
season of
was
the first season
incredible.
was fantastic.
Then the next 2 kind of stunk. Well, the one
Yep.
with Mahershala Ali was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah,
but
he's
the
great.
second one
He's
stunk.
great.
Shouts out.
Yeah, the second one stunk. Third one was pretty good. This one off to an amazing start.
Awesome. Yeah,
okay,
no, it's
here's
I've got it DVR'd. I'm ready to roll.
Here's another
Cappy,
one
you
for you.
in? Well,
I'm
what?
not in yet. Because
Sedano looks already so annoyed by you.
why? What did I do?
I'm not
The
annoyed.
look
I'm
he gave
actually
you
a
when you
little
start-
annoyed, and I'm not even close to him.
Why? What am I doing?
The look Sedano just gave you when you started speaking, and we still have 2 hours of programming.
I think,
Not really.
this is just my own
Less.
opinion, I think he's looking through me and to you,
No, he
and I
wasn't.
think he's
We've-
annoyed by you.
we've
because
already talked
you know
3 times today.
You know what Sedano told me
No,
last
you're
week?
a gutless
No, I'm
bum.
going to tell you what
You're
he told me.
a scumbag, Cappy.
Here's what Sedano told me, and I
Oh,
actually told him
God.
he was right. He said, you know what, the show is so much better when Chris isn't on it. And I was like, listen, I don't.
You really said that?
That's what he
You're
told me
gonna
last
believe
week.
him?
You were on Monday. You were on Tuesday. You said that he didn't want you on Tuesday. So then was it
No,
Wednesday
Wednesday.
or Thursday? And then Thursday you weren't on. And Sedano called me after the show, and he's
Oh,
like, dude,
God, are we talking
much
about the
better
schedule?
show. Without not the schedule. He said much better show without Morales.
Was it better without me?
I don't know. Different, not better.
What he said. Yeah,
Can we get
different.
right here?
You're going to dump truck me?
Yeah.
Right now?
Oh,
you're going to do a dump truck? All right.
Wow.
You dump truck me into
No,
Sedano.
luckily I had the forearm shiver up for you.
Hey, I want to wrap up here before I turn things over to you. We want to
How was
thank
the Bibigo?
Ralph's
I
for hosting
bet
us
you it's
today,
delicious.
and we want to thank Bibigo. The Bibigo truck has been here all day long. Thanks to everybody who came out here in the South Bay. Looking forward to it. We're back tomorrow at 1. In the meantime, Shadano and Cap and Morales
told
and
them to go.
Lindsay live at Yamava, 710 ESPN.